FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
54 with mostly cloudy skies at 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. The diagnosis came after the 82-year-old reported urinary symptoms. Mr. Biden was diagnosed on Friday. The cancer cells have spread to the bone. Dr. Oris Dornori is a board-certified emergency physician.
We have medications and treatments to bring those hormones down. So you take that fuel away, you're going to make that cancer less aggressive. It's going to spread less rapidly. And so essentially that's why that is a bit of positive news.
Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman shared his reaction last night with KDKA TV.
I absolutely send my thoughts to the president, and of course Jill as well too. He's been a fighter for his whole life, and I know he's going to beat it.
President Donald Trump posted on social media that he and the First Lady are also wishing the former president a fast and successful recovery. Police and the FBI are investigating now anti-Semitic flyers that appeared in Squirrel Hill over the weekend. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has the story.
One of the flyers posted on social media read, "Every single aspect of the Jewish Talmud is satanic." Police say a number of different flyers were placed in plastic baggies, weighted down with corn kernels, and thrown from a car. Police say the suspect is a red-headed man. Sean Brokos of the Jewish Federation of Pittsburgh says a white supremacist group is behind them, and now they hope technology will identify the specific individual.
Many members in Squirrel Hill and the Pittsburgh Jewish community have Ring doorbells. So we have good video footage of the vehicle and the occupants.
She says for this to happen just blocks from the Tree of Life massacre is daunting. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
A 13-year-old boy was in critical but stable condition after a shooting in the Southside Slopes. Public safety says this happened around 3 a.m. Sunday near the intersection of Magdalen and Oporto Streets. Officers say the teen had gunshot wounds to the chin and chest. Fire broke out at the Home Depot in West Mifflin last night. Crews discovered the blaze in a loading dock area around 11:30 p.m. All employees were able to exit the building. Firefighters quickly put the flames down and no injuries were reported. A newly installed pope is given on an audience to two top American officials. Details now from CBS's Sabina Castle-Franco.
Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Pope Leo XIV at the Vatican the day after attending the new pontiff's inaugural mass. Vance met yesterday with Ukrainian leader Zelensky, as well as EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and Italian Premier Giorgia Meloni. A Vatican statement said talks focused on current international issues. Sabina Castle-Franco, CBS News, Rome.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 39 points at 42,617. The Nasdaq is down 116 points, and the S&P is down 26. KDKA Sports, the Bucks are hosting the Reds tonight with Mitch Keller getting the start. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. Home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. Confused about Medicare? One Health Benefits helps you select the best Medicare plan to fit your needs. Call them now, 724-799-8873. Mostly cloudy and 54 in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Aaron Rich, and we have a special invitation for you from Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center.
You've got to see what we've done. We have several new displays and changes that give you even more affordable quality options than before.
In the Petite showroom, you'll see the new materials and great ways to use them to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams.
No matter what your style, our designs range from the traditional to the very contemporary and everything in between.
Great new designs and ideas that will fit your taste, your lifestyle, and your pocketbook.
If you've been here before, you really need to come in and see what's new. Or call today at 412-279-2222. That's 412-279-2222 for an in-home appointment.
If you've never been to Petite, please accept our invitation.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. What's up, my friend Ellen? All right. Thank you much, Marty. We just got reports of an accident and cruiser rolling up on the scene. This one's in Indiana Township on Saxonburg Boulevard near the intersection with Harts Run Road. And Marty, this reportedly is a vehicle into a structure. So lots of crews are headed to the scene there. Folks, do leave extra travel time past that intersection. Parkway East inbound doesn't cost you too much time. Just slow between Edgewood, Swiftsvale, and the inbound Squirrel Hill tunnels. Even the Parkway West is behaving on this Monday morning. Easing off now with just backups right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp before you fit into the Fort Pitt tunnels. We still have very congested traffic on the Crosstown Expressway, so that connects 579, the Vets Bridge, and the Liberty Bridge area, and the ramps to the Boulevard of the Allies. Watch for heavy delays there. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and some intervals of sun for the rest of today and breezy at times, high 66. Patchy clouds, chilly tonight, though 43. Tomorrow, some sun followed by increasing clouds, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Are you ready to take a walk on the wild side and have some family fun? Get to Living Treasures Animal Park in the Laurel Highlands. Living Treasures has animals from all over the world. With over 300 animals you and the family will love. Their concession stand is now open weekends, and they have hay rides on the weekends for family fun. Stay at the Log Cabin Suites with up to 6 bedrooms available. Plan your staycation today at funanddonegal.com. Living Treasures Animal Park of the Laurel Highlands, where animals are loved.
It's the Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Man, we got a lot to get to today, I want to start off the show with something very unsettling that happened yesterday. And Larry dealt with it this morning. Listen to this sound from yesterday. It's really disheartening. Listen.
The area of Phillips Avenue and Douglas Street for 4 white juvenile males driving around in a gold Toyota, throwing racial packages on people's porches. There's some complainants that have video footage, but there's at least 6 or 7 calls about these juveniles in the area.
Copy. We're going to check that before our PFA service.
Also, an additional call for the same actors on Raleigh Street. The caller has ring camera footage as well. I'm going to zoom it into your current call.
For the vehicle that's thrown out anti-Semitic material, I talked to one witness. They said it's definitely a Ohio plate, but they didn't get the digits on the plate. 480 base.
Ready?
All right. I guess you can attach it to the Douglas Street call. I called RTCC. They're checking cameras for this vehicle. Subject vehicle.
Copy. I have an additional call for it as well on Darlington.
It's horrible.
Yeah, that could be expected. Just hold it. 429 radio. Was that the last one to come in, Darlington?
Affirmative. They're now leaving notes on people's lawn.
Man, what the hell's wrong with us? What the hell's wrong with people? They're bags, and I have a bunch of examples of the bags, and one of them says every single aspect of the Jewish Talmud is satanic. It's all hate stuff, all directed right at Jews. All of it spread by people in cars that look like from out of state. Play the next clip, and it continued. This wasn't just the beginning. Thanks, Ryan.
Stage 416. Just to advise, we still have 2 pending calls in relation to this anti-Semitic hate flyers going around. There have been an additional unit that collected the information.
And that's today. You know, if I'm the mayor, and if I'm the attorney general here in Pennsylvania, if I'm the U.S. attorney, if I'm the district attorney, if I'm the police chief or the sheriff, I'm having a meeting today. I mean this. And I'm saying in that meeting, if whoever ends up leading the meeting, whether it's the feds or the state, I don't care. Whether it's Gainey or whomever, I don't particularly care, but this has to stop. And these people need to be made examples of. This is disgusting and vile. It's never ending. And this vitriol has to stop, and they ask for funding, and then somehow people fund them and give them money, and the hate continues, and I can't understand it. And at some point, folks, this craziness, and we got to stop these people. I can't imagine that anybody would want to put up with this in America, yet Squirrel Hill and Pittsburgh. And look, I'm not ignorant. I mean, I'm not naive. I know that there's hatred. And I know for thousands of years the Jews have been persecuted. But the anti-Semitic attacks have gone up by 1,000% in the last 10 years. Somehow we hate Jews in Pittsburgh in a way we never hated them before, and I can't wrap my arms around it. I can't name a harder working, a more unified, more family-based, more community-committed group of people than Jews in Pittsburgh. My man Michael Jacobs, who I love, he has 8 kids. Unbelievable man. One of my boys, Jeff Cohen, is like my brother. Unbelievable man. Unbelievable. And to imagine that this sort of hate perpetuates itself is disgusting. But let me say this about law enforcement, using Michael Jacobs as an example, and Patrick's sitting here knowing this. Michael has this amazing company, design, remodeling, probably the best in the state, one of the best in the country. And it was vandalized. And this is well over a year ago. Defaced his property, broke windows on his cars, spray paint. No one was ever caught. No one. And my point is, at some point, we got to catch these people and make examples of them. Otherwise, this lunacy continues. We cannot. It's easy to send out a tweet. I deplore this. These are cowards. But men of action and women of action take action. And that's my point. And at some point, we got to throw down the gauntlet on this stuff. And I heard the rabbi saying, bring me on when there's good news, and he's right. But at the end of the day, this hatred, this vile, disgusting behavior towards Jews in Pittsburgh has to stop. And it has to become more than a press release. We'll get a press release from the mayor's office, a press release from Corey O'Connor put out a tweet. Good for him. But at the end of the day, someone has to stop this. And there has to be a concerted effort to stop this. And the perpetrators have to be put on public display and humiliated and sent to jail. And the punishment has to fit the crime. It has to be deemed a hate crime. And it has to be something that is vilified and not tolerated. Otherwise, it will continue. This sort of thing is not acceptable in the world, but certainly not in America, and absolutely not in our town, Pittsburgh. We cannot accept this as, just a bunch of idiots come out of Ohio. No. Some man or woman in power has to lead an effort to stop these hate-filled people and throw them in jail and punish them for a hell of a long time. Hell of a long time. And we got to do it now. Now. Rather than just a press release or a tweet. Tweet doesn't cover it, man. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, we do have an accident. This in Indiana Township, vehicle into a structure. This is along Saxonburg Boulevard near Harts Run Road. We tell you that because obviously with all the crews on the scene, you could certainly find some slowdowns in that area. Kicking off today and continuing through mid-June in Moon Township, you want to watch for delays around gas line repair work on Thorn Run Road. Crews will work from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. daily with lane restrictions on Thorn Run Road at Sharon Road. Parkway West inbound right now is backing right before the runaway truck sand pile, headed outbound toward the airport. It's a great ride. Parkway East, just slow at Edgewood Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
So Carlos from Greater Pitt Tree Service is one of my boys and one of my good friends. And as we get through this insanity of that massive storm that brought down over 100,000 trees, call a guy you can trust. Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service. Call a guy who does the right thing every time. Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service. Call a guy that cares. He'll explain the insurance issues, explain the cost, the equipment they use, how long it's going to take, and he'll be there on time. 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE. Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best.
Americans spend $66 billion on weight loss products and services each year. And you know what? Right here in our hometown, Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Bitchoff has helped thousands of people do just that, lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years here in Pittsburgh at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Bitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your free consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. This is something very special to me. I've been talking about Gunny's Ridge, a special place for veterans and first responders. You can honor a loved veteran or first responder with a fruit tree in the honor orchard of Gunny's Ridge. It's $122. The number 22 represents the number of veterans who take their lives each day. Gunny's Ridge is a special place. You must check it out at gunnysridge.org. This honor orchard is a beautiful thing. GunnysRidge.org. Hey, folks, it's Marty. You know, CCAC is the best. Whether you want to study nursing, cybersecurity, aviation, culinary arts, business management, or train for a career in trades, CCAC has it all. Folks, this is the real deal with expert instructors, industry-grade equipment, high-tech learning spaces, and so much more. You want a big future with little debt? Register for fall classes now. To learn more, visit CCAC.edu. Love it.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
As we go through this day, I'm thinking about Joe Biden and prostate cancer. It's very common. I'm not dismissing it. I've had dozens of friends that have had it in their early 50s, some of them younger, some of them older. If caught early, just what I've seen in my lifetime, it's very treatable. I know guys that took little doses of radiation for like 40 days and were fine. I know guys that took chemo pills and were fine. I know a lot of men that had to have the whole prostate removed. It can be tough. But if you let it go, it can kill you. And that's the truth. Patrick pointed out something that is actually very relevant, that after 75, they don't even do this test on most men. So it's tough. And what you start getting scared when you hear it's moved into the bone, because that makes it difficult. But it's not it can be stopped. But I've been thinking about him today. And I myself went through a prostate scare with many, many issues related to the prostate, and some of them related to cancer treatment, and had to have a procedure and an implant, and none of it's pleasant, and a lot of it's painful, but you got to do it. And some of the testing is insanely painful. I'm just telling you. Worse than some of the cancer treatment, but you got to do it if you want to live, last I checked. I know I just threw that out there, but I think it's important. If you're a certain age, you start getting your prostate in this PSA test, and ignoring it doesn't help it. It just doesn't. And men have a tendency to ignore these things for years and years and years. Meantime, I got this email from this wonderful woman, and I find it hard to believe that at this point in time that she's still without power. And it's about as aggravating as it gets. And we're going to draw attention to her and her situation with the hope that the utilities will give a damn. I'm not suggesting they're negligent, but I'm suggesting at some point, don't you think all the power should be back on? I know Lindsay does. Hi, Lindsay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Well, you're not so good.
I know.
My dear, tell our listeners, because they don't want to believe me. How long have you been without power?
Today marks the 20th day.
No.
Since the April 29th storm that surged through the Pittsburgh area.
20 days.
Yes.
My goodness. And is it just you, or are there other houses in your neighborhood?
It's just me now. The neighbor that is right above me, she had some issues as well, but they were able to reconnect her about a week and a half ago.
Wow. Tell our listeners where you are.
I live in Coraopolis, Pennsylvania.
And what makes your house unique in that they can't get this back on?
Well, I wasn't alerted right away from the utility company, which is that my the electrical mast that is got bent during the storm when a very large tree branch fell down on the wire and took it completely off. They told me on the 6th day that I was responsible for that, and I had to contact an electrician to fix that first.
And you did?
And I did, but then when I contacted the electrician, they told me the cost of it, so then I had to contact my homeowners because it was getting into several thousands of dollars at that point. Wow. So, yeah, and then I went through that, and they kept me 2 to 3 business days, claimed or please, try priority, and to which the one insurance person told me that, well, they're overwhelmed too. Huh. And I said, well, do you have electricity? Because I don't.
Tell our listeners what street you live on.
I live on Fawcett Street. It's up in a private kind of neighborhood, and it's a nice community up there. I mean, there's nothing out of the blue. It just takes a little bit to get up there.
Spell it, please. The utilities listen to this stuff.
Fawcett Street.
Okay, and you haven't had power, because now it's cool. Everything's fixed at your house.
Yes,
they just won't respond.
Since last week. Well, I did call them this morning, and I got a hold of somebody finally, and they told me that they were scheduled to try to come out today. So yeah, they told me to call them back if they don't come out. So my hope is it's getting done, because I'm not home currently, so I'm hoping it gets done, and I have a neighbor that's going to look out for me for that.
Dumb question, because I would answer it without even talk. I'd be ready to snap. Are you?
I mean, I've already had moments where I've sat there and just cried.
Wow.
And, I've been going around to friends' houses, trying to get showered and do my laundry.
Wow.
Everything like that. My kids, luckily my ex, he has been friendly with this and has let me come over and also help get some of my laundry taken care of as well. And they have a place to be at, because otherwise this would be, I think we'd have to get the insurance company to pay for a hotel room, because it would have been really, really bad at this point.
This is Lindsay. She lives in Coraopolis on Fawcett Street, Fawcett. There's no way in hell this shouldn't be. Or you might be the last person without power.
I could be.
Huh?
I might be. I'm thinking I might be, because it feels that way.
I mean, obviously you've lost everything that had any kind of
necessity. Yeah, I threw out 6 bags of food, And I also put them on my claim with the insurance. So I'm hopeful to have that all, at least get a little bit of reimbursement for that.
Have you had any reimbursement for the electricity or anything?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing yet. I mean, I honestly am just, they told me I have to pay for it, and then they'll send me the check.
And what did that cost?
Over $2,500.
Oh, my.
Mm-hmm.
And was it a massive tree that fell directly on your house, young lady?
It was a large portion of a tree, and I have a couple big trees around around my house. So this was probably the size of a smaller tree that actually fell on the wire. It luckily didn't fall on my roof. I mean, I'm thankful for that at least. But it did, rip out the connection to the meter. So that's what it ripped out part of it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
How did your kids keep it together? I would lose it. I mean it.
They haven't been happy, that's for sure. And like I said, they're at their dad's place, so that's one good thing. He was able to keep them this whole time, but it's not normal for them to be there this long. I mean, it's been a lot.
Fawcett Street, Coraopolis. Fawcett Street, Coraopolis. 20 days.
Yes.
You may hold the record, which I'm guessing you're not very proud of.
I'm not very proud of that, but I mean, I just hope this doesn't happen to anybody else, because this is awful. I mean, I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy.
Hey, text me, and you have my numbers now, as soon as you hear it. And if you don't hear anything today, I got to get on them again, okay?
Okay, I appreciate it, Marty. Thank you so much.
20 days. Come on, Duquesne Light. Come on. Hook that young lady up. Fawcett Street, please. Coraopolis, Fawcett, Fawcett. Fawcett Street, Coraopolis. Come on. Come on. This is too much.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Get 50% off your windows. That's half off. Plus, no interest, no payments, 12 months, and a free entry door with your windows purchase. 412-545-6003. Check it out now.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Don't miss the Round Ball Classic and the Rising Star Invitational Memorial Day weekend. The action starts Thursday with the region's best basketball tournament at the Rising Star Invitational tipping at 6 from Rise Sports and Leakstead. Followed by the Round Ball Classic Saturday at 3 from North Allegheny High School. It's brought to you by Caveman AAU, Brian Patton and Associates. Run the show, and by Preston and Grafton Insurance Agency, only on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It's 54 with overcast skies at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The investigation continues after someone threw anti-Semitic flyers at homes in Squirrel Hill on Sunday. The flyers contained a variety of anti-Semitic messages in plastic bags weighted with corn kernels. Sean Borkos with the Jewish Federation of Pittsburgh says that they know the group that's behind the flyers, and they will use doorbell video to identify suspects. It's the same neighborhood where 11 people were killed in the Tree of Life massacre in 2018.
To know that these acts of hate occur in Squirrel Hill, blocks away from where the largest anti-Semitic attack occurred. It's daunting.
Pittsburgh police and the FBI are investigating. AAA is predicting the nation's roads will be busier this week than any previous Memorial Day. News Radio KDKA's David Bolorado has the story.
More than 39 million people are expected to hit the roads from Thursday through next Monday, thanks in part to lower gasoline prices. AAA's Jim Garrity says with that many people hitting the highways, you should plan accordingly.
So some of the worst times we're going to see are going to be that Thursday in the afternoon with people getting a head start on the weekend. You're going to have a lot of folks who are going to be traveling that Friday.
That's because people who are working those days will be out during rush hour. On Memorial Day itself, he says your best bet is to travel before 2 p.m. David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
Now, the White House press briefing was moved up several hours today. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said it was a busy day, and the White House wanted to kick off the week on the right foot. Leavitt was asked about former President Biden's cancer diagnosis.
Spoke to the president again about the former president's health diagnosis last night, and he wanted to extend his warmest wishes to the former president and his family.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 65 points at 42,590. The Nasdaq is down 128 points, and the S&P is down 26. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:31. Our next update at 11. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
I went to high school with Bob Tootie. I've known him for, we're pushing 55 years. The best HVAC guy I've ever met in my life, Tootie Mechanical. The best employees, the best sales, the best service. Put 2 furnaces in our home. 2. Unbelievable pricing, unbelievable service, unbelievable response to customers' needs. Tootie Mechanical. You know why? It's a family-run business. It's family first. It's service first. It's the best there is. Tootie Mechanical, 412-771-4100. Tootie.
Leading with support and a proven commitment to public safety, represent how Sheriff Kevin Krause effectively serves Allegheny County. Paul Martino here supporting the re-election of Allegheny County Sheriff Kevin Krause. Kevin's respect and trust from the labor community and unanimous endorsements by city, county and state, public safety, and first responders are key reasons to re-elect him as sheriff.
I'm Sheriff Kevin Krause. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Kevin Krause for sheriff.
The coolest summer starts at Target with up to 50% off select Sun Squad pool and outdoor toys and 20% off select favorite day treats with Target Circle. Discover inflatable pools and outdoor toys that'll surely make a big splash this season, while you keep it cool and sweet with the most shareable cookies and frozen snacks under the sun. Hurry! Now through Memorial Day, save up to 50% on select Sun Squad toys and 20% on select favorite day treats with Target Circle, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
My daughter wants to go to law school. I was talking to her about the Perry Calder law firm. From top to bottom, superstar lawyers. And I mean this. Handpicked and trained by JP, my boy, John Perry. Amazing team. Unprecedented results. Mike Calder, Renee Meadow, Jennifer Webster, Andrew Rothy, Alex and Trevor Perry. Caring lawyers who are feared by doctors and insurance companies alike. Perry Calder Law Firm. Folks, this is an amazing law firm with amazing results. Check it out.
This Memorial Day, give your home the protection it deserves and save big on your new roof. Contact Home Genius Exteriors now and get 50% off materials. Plus, no payments till 2026 and take an extra $500 off. And all military members receive an additional 10% discount. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection today. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is we still have just a few delays on the parkways approaching your favorite tunnels. Parkway West, for example, is slow for you right around that Parkway Center Mall on-ramp inbound, and you'll line up right around Edgewood, Swissvale as you make your way to those Squirrel Hill tunnels. Coming southbound on I-279 and across the Veterans Bridge and the Crosstown Expressway, looking great right now, but we want to remind you that bridge inspection crews could be setting up shop at some point here and working all days this week with the exception of Friday. So that southbound or inbound, they'll have a lane restriction as you come off of the Vets Bridge on 579 approaching Bigelow Boulevard to do some inspection work on the spans there. Crews will be there 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily, again, through Thursday. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will feature clouds and some sun at times, a gusty breeze, the high 66, then clear to partly cloudy and chilly tonight, low 43. Some sun followed by increasing clouds tomorrow, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
All right, start of the week. It's a Monday, back at it. So much to get into. It's a short week for me, too. But anyway, happy Monday to you. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6 right here. KDK.
A lot going on. I want to throw some numbers at you to embarrass you in the voting tomorrow. I'm serious about this. Recent numbers for turnout for these elections, for primaries. This is actually, I was showing my wife this yesterday. She didn't believe me. Then why would she? It's so astounding. It's embarrassingly low. I'd love to know why so many of you people just sit on your ass. I would, man. I wouldn't want you on my team. I'll tell you that right now. You folks don't care. I mean, turnout. It's crazy numbers, man. Crazy. 2000, Allegheny County. 2015, 18%. 17, 17%. My gosh. 21, 29%. The highest yet, 30%. West Moco, as low as 14%. In 2015, 14% of you idiots. Can you imagine that in Westmoreland County, 85% of the people did not vote? That's just ignorant, man. By definition, ignorant. They're hoping for 20% tomorrow in Westmoreland County. So they don't give a damn about the school board, about judges, about sheriff. Man. It's disgusting. Allegheny County, hoping for, praying for 30%. 70% of you people will not vote tomorrow. That is gross. That's incompetent. 30% on any test, you fail miserably, man. Send you back to school. It suggests no one cares. Well, you will care when they raise your taxes again. You will care when some criminals out on the streets because no bond was set because you elected more progressive judges because you didn't show. You will care. And you will care when law enforcement does not fight hate, anti-Semitic hate. Ryan, play that clip again, the long one, please, buddy. Thanks. Listen to this, folks. This happened yesterday and then again this morning. Listen.
The area of Phillips Avenue and Douglas Street for four white juvenile males driving around in a gold Toyota, throwing racial packages on people's porches. There's some complainants that have video footage, but there's at least 6 or 7 calls about these juveniles in the area.
Copy. We're going to check that before our PFA service.
Also, also an additional call for the same actors on Raleigh Street. The caller has ring camera footage as well. I'm going to loop it into your current call.
For the vehicle that's thrown out anti-Semitic material, I talked to one witness. They said it's definitely a Ohio plate, but they didn't get the digits on the plate. 480 base.
Ready?
All right, I guess you can attach this to the Douglas Street call. I called RTCC. They're checking cameras for this vehicle, subject vehicle.
Copy. I have an additional call for it as well on Darlington.
Yeah, that could be expected. Just hold it. 429 radio. Was that the last one to come in, Darlington?
Affirmative. They're now leaving notes on people's lawns.
One more, please. One more. Go ahead.
Station 416. Just to advise, we still have 2 pending calls in relation to this anti-Semitic hate flyers going around. There may be an additional unit collected the information.
It's dangerous and scary and disheartening. Mike Fisher from Pittsburgh Scanner. Kind of scary stuff, brother, happening in our town, right?
Marty, good morning. Yeah, this is definitely not something we would like to have happen in Pittsburgh. I've seen pretty much universal condemnation from every single elected official in our region and people running for elections and commentaries, and I believe that is the correct response that we should have. But we should also be in a position to allow our police to find and to investigate and to really find out what's really happening here.
See, I'm with him. Look, my man, it's easy to send out a tweet. That's fine. But I want action. I want arrests, and I want a public display of these haters so the public knows we're going to catch them and punish them, right?
Absolutely. And certainly now that the FBI is involved, according to the city of Pittsburgh this morning, that maybe we will get some traction on this. And I'm glad I was able to help report and help contribute to the news cycle.
The second post, when did that come in, man? The second one.
The second one was this morning about 9 a.m. The people are waking up finding stuff in their yards. And the community knows, and the community is all turning things in and try to get at least some information out of it to lead to information.
Mike Fisher, who's very tied into the community. I'm shocked, actually, by this much hate in Pittsburgh, and I'm guessing you are too, sir.
Marty, it's a terrible place to be in right now. I mean, there's challenges all across our community, and just waking up to decide to hate, that is not, I can't even put my mind to how that is a useful for anything, for any sort of exercise. How is that even a way to live?
No, I'm with you, brother. Let me know if I can help in any way, and what you do helps us a great deal. Thank you, my man.
Absolutely. Great to be here.
Sure, man. It's awful. It's awful. So my man sending me a note with me pointing out my disgust with the lack of turnout for elections. I'm not an idiot. I'm not gross. The broken two-party political system excludes about 1/3 of the voters by not allowing independents to vote in the primary. You can vote for some seats, sir. Okay? That's ignorant to say that. And also, sir, let's expand this. Non-presidential turnout, sir, in urban areas, Philadelphia in particular, 8%. My man, stop blaming someone else. This is apathy. This is ignorance. This is folks who flat out do not give a damn. So, well, his name's Marty. We need open primaries. Maybe we do, sir. But the primaries we have now, most people sit on the couch. Don't blame the two-party system. Don't blame this has been the way it's been forever, sir. And let me expand that to the presidential election. Barely reached 60%. Barely over half in most counties. So when all are included, my man, Marty from Troy, most people still don't vote. Ignorance, by definition, at the end of the day, is disgusting. We come back to the most recent polling, internal stuff I have on Corey O'Connor and Ed Gainey in the city. All right? It's actually kind of shocking. You got to hear this stuff as this town gets ready to vote tomorrow in a significant vote. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. What's up, Ellen?
All right, Marty, what's up is we are getting just now reports of an accident on the outbound or eastbound Parkway East between Edgewood, Swissvale, and Wilkinsburg. As soon as we can get our eyes on it and get more details for you, we will have them here. But in any case, if you're heading that way right now or about to, you'll just want to be aware there could be some delays. There are definitely delays on the inbound side of the Parkway East. They slow you right around Edgewood, Swissvale before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Once you get clear of the tunnels and head onto the city side of 376, everything's rolling well all the way into downtown. 28 looks great. Parkway West inbound is sluggish for you right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp before the Fort Pitt tunnels. The commute out toward the western suburbs or toward Pittsburgh International rolling fine right now. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Couple stories about Bowser that kind of explain why we're about to buy our fifth Bowser car. So two things. My wife has a new Santa Fe. It's actually very cool. And we got it at Bowser, of course. And I saw when she pulled out a couple times some oil in the garage. Called Bowser. They sent folks to the house, picked up the car, took it to Bowser, fixed it, and brought it back. Come on, man. It's amazing. Then, a family friend got messed around on a car deal. I'm just telling you. Bad deal. Bowser took it over, sold the car for them at auction, and then got him a great deal on a Subaru. Had the woman cry. Look, man, this is a family business that treats you like family. It's why we're about to lease our fifth Bowser car. Bowser gets it, man. Every single day. The best there is. Bowser.
Larry Richard with legendary sports broadcaster Lanny Fratteri, who recently used Lacina Drapery and Blind Factory. Lanny, how'd it go?
Larry, Lacina made it easy. A great selection of quality materials, plenty of expert advice, and flawless installation. I've been around a lot of pros in my lifetime, and Lacina's the best game in town.
Call 412-665-4900 today for a free shop at home appointment. 412-665-4900.
Lacina Drapery and Blind Factory, the quality you deserve at factory direct prices.
This is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. Back in the 90s, I left my job as director of golf at Nevillewood to run a new golf course in Virginia. After that course opened, I was fired. I'd uprooted my family, and at 46, I was unemployed. My wife's brother offered me work at his biotech company in North Carolina to help get us through that time. Sunday nights, I took a Greyhound bus south and spent the week mopping floors, cleaning toilets, and filing. I came home on Friday wondering what I was going to do with my life. A friend encouraged me to consider the finance business. In a classroom of kids less than half my age at Duquesne University, I studied for my certified financial planner designation. It was humbling, but in time, with hard work and the encouragement of my wife Barb, I became successful in my life's new chapter. The day my children and I opened the doors to our family business was one of the best of my life. Most overnight successes take a long time. Mine certainly did. Learn more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Steve from Texas asks, I'm 47 years old and I'm currently putting $500 per month into my traditional IRA. Should I invest some of the money in stocks? I'm getting about $350 in interest per month as the money sits in a money market account. Well, hang on, Steve. Are you saying that none of the money is invested and is just sitting in cash? If so, you definitely need to get that money invested. Sticking to cash will not work in the long run. You're young, so the bulk of the cash really does need to be invested in the market.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What's up? So I have some exclusive info here. I don't know if you would call it polling, but they knocked on the doors of 5,000 folks in Pittsburgh and asked them who they were going to vote for mayor. Average support for Corey is about 57%. 57. In Council District 1, 52%. District 2, 66%. District 3, 54%. District 4, 65%. Very high. District 5, 60%. District 7, 44.8%. And District 8, about 60%. By this, what you would call the most recent, what I would call door-knocking polling, Corey wins. Just so you know. I had to grab the best ever. One of my boys, JD, John Delano, JD.
Hey, Marty, great to be with you.
How are you, brother?
I'm hanging in there. Happy pre-election day.
All right, my man. So we've had this discussion so many times over the years. I get annoyed by, I pulled up some old numbers. Like back in the day, 2015 turnout was like 18%. What are they expecting tomorrow, sir? High end, I was told, 30%, maybe.
Yeah, if it's 30%, that's really high. I still would predict more Democrats will not vote in this Democratic primary than will vote. And, when there's a lot at stake, that's really, really sad. I think you're right. I mean, we've seen election primaries in the teens.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's really dropped. But and that poll that you just cited is absolutely meaningless because they went to people's doors.
Nice.
What really counts is who leaves their doors tomorrow and goes vote.
Wow, is that a good point, JD? What the hell is it, John? I mean, you have 40 years experience with this, my man. You know it all about what the hell is it, brother?
Well, there's a lot of apathy about government in general, that it's irrelevant, it doesn't matter, it doesn't do much for me, coupled with the notion that my vote doesn't count, that there are big, powerful special interests that are going to control everything anyways. But and there's always a semblance of truth in those statements. But the problem is that overall, it's really the people who vote, who cast a ballot, that can make a difference. And the only way that Pittsburgh will change or that that Pennsylvania will change or the nation changes is when people cast a ballot. And so there's really no excuse for not voting.
Plus, JD, you've said this before, my man. You've always said this, and that's why I love you. My man, school boards, they affect your taxes. And then people complain about these progressive judges. You're voting for judges tomorrow. Come on, man.
Yeah, this is the election that affects us most intimately.
Yes.
Because it's municipal officials and school officials. They raise your taxes the most. You have, obviously, judges who affect the criminals and affect even our civil lawsuits against each other, but particularly justice on the streets. All of that is affected by judges. In Allegheny County, we're electing 8. Not one, but 8 new judges. And so it's an opportunity, obviously, for those who care to come out and vote. So these so-called off-year elections, which tend to get much less voter turnout than the presidential or gubernatorial elections, these count even more, particularly if you care about your pocketbook and your safety, and whether or not your garbage gets picked up and your streets get cleaned and all the rest. I mean, these elections, and in many communities, Marty, we should point this out, in many communities, one party dominates.
It's true.
What does that mean? That means the primary, May 20th, is more important than the November election.
Like tomorrow for mayor. Hey, JD, so I'm an independent in Lebo. I really can't vote for anything, can I? There's nothing out there I can vote for, nothing.
Yeah, the only independents are allowed to vote in primaries for referendums that are on the ballot. Yeah. The city of Pittsburgh, there are 3 ballot questions. So if you live in the city of Pittsburgh and are an independent, you certainly should go out and vote. You have every right to. But in most of the municipalities, and I can't speak for all 120 municipalities, but I don't believe there's a referendum in Mount Lebanon, but you never know. And the only way to find out is really to check in with your Allegheny County or your particular county election office.
Hey, JD, what about the people that say if it wasn't an open primary that I would more people would vote? In other words, if independents could vote, it would make a difference. What do you say?
Yeah, well, I think that's true, and I think that there's now a movement. It's already a bill did pass the state Senate that would allow independents to choose which primary they wish to vote in. It hasn't passed the state house. It's going to actually it has to come back through both houses now because of the new legislature. But at some point, there seems to be a growing agreement among political leaders in both the Republican and Democratic Party that would help their respective parties. And believe me, that's the only reason they'll do it.
Yes, sir.
They think it would help their respective parties if they could attract independents to vote for them in the primary, then they might have those independents in the fall. And why is this becoming more important? Because more and more voters are registering non-party without a party.
JD.
And we now have over 1 million of them in Pennsylvania.
JD, the best ever should be on Mount Rushmore. JD, thanks, brother.
Oh, Marty, you're crazy.
Love
but
my
it's
man.
great to be with you guys. Have a great day, everyone.
Love my man. Love him. Hey, folks, Marty here. My friend Robert Levin and his entire Levin Furniture and Mattress Store team are continuing Levin's early Memorial Day sale with these amazing deals. Save up to 50% off outdoor and new arrivals. Take not 15, not 20, but 25% off the entire store. Leave your wallet at home. Make no down payments and get 5 years special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more. 25% store-wide, folks, at all Levin's furniture stores.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Turning 65? Are you overwhelmed by Medicare options? With over 60 plans to choose from, it's easy to get confused. MediConnect is hosting free in-person workshops across Pittsburgh for answers you need. No obligation, just advice. Whether you have questions about coverage, prescriptions, retirement goals, MediConnect's team will assist in finding the right plan for you. Call 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. Medicare made simple.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
57 and mostly cloudy at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer that has spread to his bone. A statement from Mr. Biden's office also says the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for some management. Dr. Oais Dorani is a board-certified emergency physician.
I would hate to speculate. I will say, if prostate cancer is caught early, it is usually curable. This is obviously something that is more advanced stage. The fact that it is hormone sensitive, that is a bit of good news. That means that there are tools available.
President Trump posting on social media he is saddened by the news. He says he and the First Lady are extending their warmest and best wishes to Joe and the family and wishing the former president a fast and successful recovery. Police and the FBI are investigating anti-Semitic flyers that were thrown from a car in Squirrel Hill. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has the latest.
Sean Brokos of the Jewish Federation of Pittsburgh says the flyers are from a known white supremacist group with a scannable QR code asking for donations. She says they're also looking at video doorbell footage of the vehicle involved to identify the suspect. She says for this to happen just blocks from the Tree of Life massacre is daunting.
Imagine this happening to any other race or religion. It is constant and persistent harassment.
Police want anyone with information to call 911. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
On the eve of the primary election, is there anything a candidate can do to win votes? On the BK Morning Show, political analyst Lenny McAllister said he would advise incumbent Mayor Ed Gainey.
Go places where it's going to be tough to win votes. Be seen one more time. Soften the image that may be in those voting precincts in those neighborhoods.
As for challenger County Controller Corey O'Connor, McAllister said he needs to seal the deal with progressives.
Try to go to the progressive base and say, listen, you can get a more efficient mayor's office and still trust that you have a true progressive there with those voters.
The polls open tomorrow morning at 7. 19 people were killed, 10 seriously injured in Kentucky Friday when a tornado left destruction in London and nearby Corbin. This is in Laurel County. Eric Gibson is Kentucky's emergency management director.
Many metal buildings around the airport hangars are destroyed. A lot of commercial businesses are destroyed, but the tragedy is in the homes. The number of homes that have been destroyed in the Commonwealth is greater than you can imagine.
More severe storms are expected in the central U.S. this week. The National Weather Service says the hazardous weather will range from thunderstorms, potentially baseball-sized hail on the plains, to dangerous heat in the south and heavy mountain snow in the west. Fire broke out of the Home Depot in West Mifflin last night. Crews discovered the blaze in the loading dock area around 11:30 p.m. All employees were able to exit the building as firefighters quickly extinguished the fire. No injuries were reported. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 24 points at 42,631. The Nasdaq is down 102 points. The S&P is down 20. KDKA Sports, the Bucks are hosting the Reds tonight, and Mitch Keller will start for Pittsburgh. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. For your home's window, siding, doors, and bath, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:04. Skies are mostly cloudy. It's 57 at Pittsburgh International. AAA traffic in the AccuWeather forecast next.
I'm with Rocco Florio from Air Pro Heating and Cooling with great news.
Air Pro and Bryant are now offering the $1,000 rebate program. Buy a furnace, take $1,000 off. Add a central air conditioning system, take another $1,000 off. That's $2,000 savings.
Plus up to 60 months interest-free financing or low 3.9% interest subject to credit approval. So call someone you know. Call Air Pro Heating and Cooling at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hey folks, NASCO Roofing, the region's roofing leader, continues to exceed customer expectations. Carol from Pittsburgh praised NASCO Roofing for their quality workmanship and the timely manner NASCO completed her new roof. She loved how friendly and easy NASCO Roofing was to work with. NASCO has satisfied thousands like Carol. Get NASCO on your roof next. Call NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. Most jobs done in a day. Special financing available. NASCO Roofing, NASCO. Welcome to PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up, my friend?
All right, Marty, what's up is we have very few delays out there. I hate to say it out loud. Sometimes it jinxes us, but as we roll into the 11 o'clock hour, it's not too tough if you're trying to head to or through downtown Pittsburgh right now. Parkway West is our heavy spot, and even that is one of those things we say in air quotes. It's only slowing for you right around that runaway truck sand pile before the inbound Fort Pitt tunnels. Parkway East inbound, just a tap on the brakes occasionally between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Gives us a chance to remind you another overnight ramp closure is kicking off tonight on the Parkway West. This one in Collier and Robinson Townships. You'll have a detour around the closed ramp from the inbound Parkway West to northbound I-79 Erie. Crews will work there from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. through Thursday night, June 5th. AAA traffic on the 5s from Nest Expressions in Wexford, celebrating 25 years with a special 10% off savings. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and some intervals of sun for the rest of today, and breezy at times, high 66. Patchy clouds, chilly tonight, though 43. Tomorrow, some sun followed by increasing clouds, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store. I've got my freedom and I'm standing tall. Nothing's gonna stop me, nothing at all. I feel relief standing on my own 2 feet. Nothing's gonna stop me, nothing at all. I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store. You want to do, be who you want to be, go where you want to go. Now I can live free. Today I'm free, free to be me. Nothing's gonna stop me, nothing at all. I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Nest Expressions Window Fashions is celebrating 25 years of custom window treatments with an additional savings of 10% off this month. Call 724-933-5500.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Got a lot going on today. Got to talk to my friend Glenn about his mom and her treatment in a memory care facility. This is a lesson for anyone out there. Anyone. You got to hear this stuff. It's important. But I want to grab my boys predict 32% turnout tomorrow. And these are insiders like Rich Fitzgerald. And my man, he knows his stuff. JD says about 30%. Ray, go ahead. Thanks for your patience, brother.
Yes, sir. You know, Marty, on this voting thing, I always get muster up a giggle when I hear people starting to talk about term limits. And I don't know if anybody really realizes that, you know, we already have term limits. If you get off the couch and go vote, you'll limit their terms.
Actually, that's a great point. It's so annoying to me. It's a great call. That people are too lazy to vote. As I've said to Patrick, you give away a free chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A, man, you're going to have a 5-mile line. You give away one donut, and people line up. Go ahead, Dave. Thanks for holding.
How you doing, Marty? I just got to make a comment.
Yeah.
How many employees does the taxpayer pay for that can't even vote for the mayor anymore because they don't live in the city?
Wow. Wow, I'd like to know that. I'm going to find out for you today.
Sheriffs, firemen, policemen, water department employees can't even vote for the referendum that's on the ballot.
That's actually really interesting. However, they do have the right, and I think they should, to live outside the city. I just do. This is a story we started last week, and it was so important to me that we had to bring him back because I think it's so relevant. And that all of us will cross this path at some point with a loved one. Sooner, maybe I'll be in a facility like this in the next 10 or 15 years. My friend Glenn, how are you today?
I'm doing good, thanks.
So forget that. We don't care about you, buddy. How's your mom?
Well, hopefully she's in a better place right now.
Yes. So where is she this morning, sir?
We took her to Arden's Court.
Uh-huh. Where is that?
It's over, I guess, like Thomas Jefferson area.
And the reason why you took her, quite frankly, is she wandered because she has issues, right, out of a facility that was chartered with, paid to, promised to take care of her. And they let her wander right out the front door, unattended, right?
Yes.
And wander well over a mile away, sir.
Yes.
And wander across a highway, sir.
Yes.
And very well could have been killed, sir.
Yes.
And they didn't have anybody that even knew that she did. No one.
No. Didn't even know she was gone.
And Glenn, I'm reading all their different paperwork they've sent you. At no point have they ever apologized or said we screwed up or done anything to suggest that they have to make changes to protect the other folks who are in this memory care facility, have they, sir?
Not at all.
I'm reading this paperwork you sent me, the summary and determination, and they pretty much said your mom needed constant care. Am I reading this correctly from the Whitetail Springs Memory Care folks, right?
That's what they said.
Right?
Yes.
And they didn't do that job, did they, sir?
No. They actually, I sent you some other paperwork last night that they gave a assessment after she was returned from her exit, and two of the things that really stood out were, is she physically or verbally abusive or a problem? And the degree of difficulty they put not a problem at all.
I see that. Yes.
So after now they're claiming that she remembered the code to get out the door, and that's how she was able to get out. But one of the assessments that they made was that one of the questions they asked was she able to dial a phone like to call me or my sister or anybody. And the degree of difficulty was a D, which is like virtually impossible.
So here's what annoys the hell out of me, and I know it annoys you because I saw that last night, and I almost jumped out of my chair. So what they're saying is your mom was capable of, because they're covering their ass, as you know, remembering the code to open the front door and wander off alone, right? Where she could have been killed, but your mom wasn't capable of being able to call you or your sister because you couldn't remember the number, right?
Correct.
Someone's lying about something, sir.
Yes.
Right?
The whole thing's been a total lie.
It's kind of disheartening. No, it isn't kind of disheartening. It's incredibly disheartening that they show this general lack of compassion or contrition by saying, we need to fix this. We're sorry about your mom. This is what we'll do moving forward. They never said that, did they, sir?
Nope, just pretty much evicted her.
Hold on. This is the thing that really hacks me off. This is the Whitetail Springs Memory Care. And I want to keep saying that they are chartered with, when you go in there, they promise you, we will take care of your mom. We'll protect your mom. We know she's having memory issues. We know she's having dementia issues. We'll take care of her. Did they not say that, sir?
Yes.
And,
yes.
And then she wanders out, could have died, and now what are they saying? She somehow remembered the code, opened the door, and wandered off, and it's on you, so we're kicking you out.
Pretty much so.
What is, because I know people need to hear this. This is Glenn Normandy. His mom is now in safekeeping. What do you need folks to learn about this? Because there is a lesson here for anyone putting a loved one in the care of others. There really is.
I mean, I thought we did the right thing. We didn't just pick this place. We actually went to, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 different ones.
Wow.
Thought this was the best fit. You know, before she went there, they come and did a in-home evaluation on her, and they basically told us she should have been here months ago.
And this wasn't some cheap joint. Was it $8,000 a month?
Yeah, it's like $7,800.
Come on, man. Come on, man. How the hell, Glenn, do you trust the new place? I'm curious.
Well, we sort of have friends of the family that are at the new place, so it made it a little more easier to make the decision, and plus time was a factor as well.
Let folks. Does your mom know who you are at this point, sir? Or is she having that? She doesn't have the ability.
Pretty much no. She thinks I'm my nephew.
Yeah, it's a tough time, man. It's tough to watch your mom go through this. But it's even tougher when you have to listen to this crap that your mom can't remember your name, yet somehow she remembered a code and let herself out a front door, which scares the hell out of me anyway, and could have killed herself. Could have died. Could have been hit by a car. Anything could have happened to her.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, have you asked if you can put a camera in your mom's new room at the new place?
I did not yet, no.
Okay, we're going to find out for you, all right?
Yes.
All right, my man. Thanks, brother, for the honesty and the truth. Thank you.
Okay,
right,
thank you.
It's a very, very frightening scenario, folks. Very. It's awful. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. 888 Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is it's kind of tame out there right now, so it gives us a chance to talk about things that might be happening during your overnight travels or if you're traveling around later in the day. So this is the case on the Parkway East. They're continuing overnight closures for this week, Monday through Thursday, obviously with Friday being the big holiday weekend travel day. They will not be doing this on Friday night, but you can expect the overnight closure of the outbound or eastbound Parkway East 376 in the city of Pittsburgh, right around the Birmingham Bridge. This project continues through the end of the month, so they start around 9 p.m. and then they work until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And each morning, as they do that, there is a posted detour using the Forbes Avenue, Oakland. That's exit 72A off-ramp, and then you'll get back onto the Parkway down by the Bates Street on-ramp. Leave extra travel time there. AAA traffic on the 5s from the iPark It app. Download iPark It and save on parking. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
The easiest way to park in uptown and downtown Pittsburgh is to download iPark It. When you use iPark It, you're guaranteed the best prices at the most convenient parking garages for game day, theaters, work, or play. From uptown to downtown, iPark It has you covered. Download iPark It and save.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is Jill Schlesinger. May is Military Appreciation Month, and I know how much I appreciate the military. I married into a military family. I hear from so many members of the military, and Navy Federal Credit Union wants us to celebrate those who go above and beyond for us every day. If you're active duty, a veteran, or part of a military family, you're eligible to join. At Navy Federal Credit Union, the members are the mission. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/celebrate. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
You know what's special about Oakmont Bakery, along with everything we talk about all the time? They sit down with you face-to-face and design a cake for you for your wedding. They had 17 wedding cakes last Saturday. Big ones. It's a special place, man, Oakmont. Handmade, homemade, custom cakes. Special cakes. Big cakes, small cakes. Cakes you've never seen before. Oakmont Bakery, it's amazing.
Give your liver the support it needs with Active Liver. Go to NordicuSA.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. New you, new Nordic.
If you or someone you love is blind or vision impaired, discover what's possible at Visibility. Hi, this is Larry Richard. For over 100 years, Visibility has empowered individuals through innovative training, support, and life-changing programs. From low vision rehab and assistive tech to daily living skills and employment services. Because losing vision doesn't mean losing hope or dreams. Be inspired. Visit visibility.org today. Visibility.org.
Get Marty's brought to you by Perry Calder. When it matters most, contact Perry Calder Law. 2D Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. 2D culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. 2D Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 25-26 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns Goodwin, former National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, and National Geographic photographer Christina Mittermeier. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Sorry, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Uncrustables, the best. One of my good friends and one of the best private investigators and cops I've ever known, Bob Garvin. I can't stress enough his background and his expertise and his passion for this. So what I can't wrap my arms around, and Glenn's story is not unusual, had his mother in a place, they said they were secured, that his mom's able to get up in the middle of the night, walk out, wander around, could have been killed, and now they're blaming mom, who can't remember his name, yet now they're saying, well, mom knew the front door code, so it's on mom. It's kind of despicable, isn't it, Bob?
That's beyond that. And this is not a very unusual circumstances by a long shot.
And again, you and I are kind of old cynics because we've seen all this stuff and we always overthink maybe, but we're trying to protect loved ones. I don't know what the hell Glenn could have done in terms of doing any better to protect his mom. The place has a rep. They promised they would do it. It's in the paperwork, and then she wanders off, and then they pretty much kick her out. I don't know what the hell to tell people. What do you tell people, man?
This is such a dilemma, and I mean, if you read the material I sent you this weekend, it's just, the more we dig, the more shocking it gets. Yep. But the most important thing that people can do, don't go by the ratings. That's sad. You got to visit the place before your loved one goes there. And the most important thing that we've been showing over the last 3 weeks is the impromptu visits, what you find out, what you see. And we need these granny cams. I don't know. One more with the material we sent you, What more does it take? When 97% of all the violations that take place in the resident's room. If there was the granny cam in there, people would be monitoring other than the staff. And
by the way, you don't need special permission for the granny cam to be in the room. Just you need the permission of the folks who come in the room and obviously your loved one.
Well, we have an expert who's the expert on these cameras that did it for the police body cams, and that's not exactly true.
Okay.
If there's a posting on the outside letting them know,
I see,
and the people don't want to come in the room, they don't have to, or the person inside the room, the resident has control over the cam to turn it on, turn it off. It's just the facility does not.
So can you demand that now at any facility?
That's the problem. We don't have a law.
Right.
They can turn you down. I'd question any facility, but who goes in and says and asks them that? Hey, is it okay they put a, it's always after the fact you find out that there's a problem.
Hey, Patrick.
If it was up front and it was part of your contract, that would give good notice.
Patrick had a really close friend who had issues and was having a breakdown in terms of memory and all that sort of thing. You had cameras in his rooms.
We did. He had his residence where he didn't have roommates in his senior living facility. It was considered his apartment. So it was his home. So in consulting with the management at that care home.
So did you go to them?
I did. I had a conversation with them. So, hey, this is what I want to do. And here's why I think it's totally legal and legit. And they reviewed it and said, you're absolutely right. It's his home. He can do that. We'll notify the aides that come in. But it's absolutely his place. He can do that. You guys can have cameras in there. You can monitor them. And, we can't do anything about that.
But, Bob, the biggest pushback we've seen, brother, is from employees say, hell with you, I'm not going on camera. I've seen it. So have you.
Oh, absolutely. Them and the nursing home administrators.
Yep.
Those are the two biggest people who are pushing back on this. And you always got to go, why? It clears them more than it catches them.
These state leaders are irritating the hell out of me, not wanting to engage this. What the hell's their problem? What are they afraid of? I don't get it.
Politics.
What do you mean?
That's all I can say.
What do you mean?
One word. You're on one side, I'm on the other side. If you come up with an idea, no matter what, I'm not going to support that. Whether it be Democrat to Republican, Republican to Democrat, because 23 other states have this law in effect.
True.
And and the thing that we are two-party consent state has nothing to do with inside your private residence when there's a notice. Do you realize how many times a day you are videoed?
Yes, sir.
Do you realize every phone call you call, you're being audioed? I'm so frustrated.
No, I
it's
get
ridiculous.
it. So am I. We should call these state leaders and they never call back. But it's about to get.
Tell the people, everybody call their leaders and go visit your people in the homes.
Thanks.
Expectedly is the biggest cure.
Thanks, my brother.
All right, man, we're talking.
It's a horrible story, but it's very common. She wandered out the front door, man. She could have died, and they didn't even know she was gone. How about that? That could be your mother, your father, your brothers. It could be me in 10 years. Seriously. Hey, folks, it's Marty. CCAC is the best. Whether you want to study nursing, cybersecurity, aviation, culinary arts, business management, or train for a career in trades, CCAC has it all. Folks, this is the real deal with expert instructors, industry-grade equipment, high-tech learning spaces, and so much more. You want a big future with little debt? Register for fall classes now. To learn more, visit ccac.edu. Love it.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Not available in all states. Rates vary. Building a financial safety net for your family can be tough. But with term life insurance through Ethos, you can have peace of mind that they can pay the mortgage and other bills if something happens to you. With coverage in as little as 10 minutes, all online, Ethos finds your best rate across their multiple trusted carriers. Some policies as low as $1 a day billed monthly. And even in uncertain times, your term life insurance rates and payout don't change. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Get Marty, brought to you by UPMC, life-changing information. Every time I go into the offices of Physical, that's Physical in Monroeville, where I get physical therapy, to help my balance, I see a room full of patients waiting that heard how much it's helped me on this talk show. And it's so rewarding. Physical, 412-457-8200, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Look, I had chemo and radiation, jacked up my balance. It doesn't anymore. Physical, Physical, it works.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
57 and mostly cloudy skies. It's 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The investigation continues after someone threw anti-Semitic flyers at homes in Squirrel Hill Sunday. The flyers contained a variety of messages in plastic bags weighted with corn kernels. Sean Brokus with the Jewish Federation of Pittsburgh says they know the group that's behind the flyers and will use doorbell video to identify suspects. It is the same neighborhood where 11 people were killed in the Tree of Life massacre in 2018.
To know that these acts of hate occur in Squirrel Hill, blocks away from where the largest anti-Semitic attack occurred, it's daunting.
Pittsburgh police and the FBI are investigating. President Donald Trump's call with Russia's Vladimir Putin started more than an hour ago. The president is trying to find a way to end the war in Ukraine. Mr. Trump expressed his hope for a ceasefire in a social media post over the weekend. His effort will also include calls to NATO leaders and Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky. It's going to be a busy week for travelers. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has the numbers.
AAA predicts a new record for Memorial Day travel starting on Thursday all the way through Monday. AAA's Jim Garrity says more than 45 million people are expected to travel, more than 39 million of those by car. That's a record. Airline travel is also expected to be up about 2%.
Just north of 3.6 million people going through the airports. A lot of people, more than last year. Definitely not a record.
Garrity says one reason for the spike in air travel will be people taking advantage of an extended weekend to book a short getaway. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 78 points at 42,576. The Nasdaq is down 100 points, and the S&P is down 19. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:31. Our next update at noon. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA. Adventure awaits, and the 2025 Subaru Outback Premium is ready at Bowser Subaru to take you wherever you want to go. Take home a 2025 Subaru Outback Premium, VIN number S32-598, from Bowser Subaru and get 3.9% APR for 63 months. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends May 31st. Log on to BowserSubaru.com, or better yet, visit Bowser Subaru and take a test drive. Now that's the power of Bowser. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
So I'm getting old, duh. And my wife's getting older, not as old. And you start thinking about your estate and planning your estate and who gets what and what goes where. And I got to tell you something, it's not easy, the whole estate planning thing. And then long-term care and medical care and all these sorts of things that are very kind of confusing and convoluted and, quite frankly, a little intimidating. We went to my good friend who's now become a close friend, Julian Gray, from grayoutlaw.com. Sits you down in the office. Talks to you like a friend who knows what the heck he's talking about, and then lays out a plan. And his staff is the best ever, the best in the country. And they give us this peace of mind. And they give us an estate plan that protects us and protects our children. GrayElderLaw.com. Magnificent folks. 412-458-6000. 412-458-6000. GrayElderLaw.com. The best.
Hey, this is Lisa, and I have great news. To celebrate Nest Expression's 25th anniversary of Hunter Douglas blinds, shades, shutters, and draperies, I am offering an additional 10% savings on any order placed by May 31st. Nest Expression specializes in custom window treatments for every budget. Our draperies are made right here in Pittsburgh, so call 724-933-5500 or nestexpressions.com.
Over 65 and still on your employer's health insurance? Not sure what's best for you to do? Dina Schmidt and her team of professionals from One Health Benefits provide excellent advice on the best options for your needs. One Health Benefits has been providing people with customized health benefit choices for over 2 decades. You only know what you know, so let Dina and the One Health Benefits experts help you with what they know. Call One Health Benefits today, 724-799-8873. Learn more at onehealthbenefits.com.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by
Delays around gas line repair work on Thorn Run Road. Crews will be there 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily with lane restrictions on Thorn Run at the intersection with Sharon Road. Right now, the Parkway eastbound just has a minor delay before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and some intervals of sun for the rest of today and breezy at times, high 66. Patchy clouds, chilly tonight, low 43. Tomorrow, some sun followed by increasing clouds, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
All right, start of the week. It's a Monday, back at it. So much to get into. Short week for me, too. But anyway, happy Monday to you. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6 right here. KDK.
I got to grab one of my boys, a Pacatina, in a second, but I want to grab a couple of these calls that are relevant as hell. Ryan, before we grab Steve on these anti-Semitic flyers, play the clip, the long one, please. This happened over the weekend. Very disturbing, unsettling. It's awful. Squirrel Hill.
The area of Phillips Avenue and Douglas Street for four white juvenile males driving around in a gold Toyota, throwing racial packages on people's porches. There's some complainants that have video footage, but there's at least 6 or 7 calls about these juveniles in the area.
Copy. We're going to check that before our PFA service.
Also, an additional call for the same actors on Raleigh Street. The caller has ring camera footage as well. I'm going to zoom it into your current call.
All right, that's enough. You got to get the point. I want to kick their ass myself. They should all be in jail. And I don't pay attention to the hate-filled responses on X. Patrick pointing out that some people were saying because they're haters and they hate Jews too. If all the facts are accurate, then why is it anti-Semitic behavior? There are, I say in America, about 5% of the population are just naturally hate-filled people. Steve, go ahead.
Oh, hey, Marty. Hey, I had to comment on the Jewish flyers, but I had to comment on Glenn again. I listened to your show a few weeks ago, and it's shocking that these cameras and this incident, it's a no-brainer. What the hell's going on?
I don't know. It's this paranoid 1950s Pennsylvania thinking, don't put a camera in my face. I have privacy. Okay.
Well, and the second comment, the biggest issue with elections isn't defranchising people. I think it's apathy.
No, it's true.
All the parties.
It's true.
It's the nail on the head.
But this notion that we're just apathetic, I pulled numbers, my man, from 2011 when we had 15% turnout. People haven't cared for a long damn time. They're just lazy, brother.
Oh, absolutely. This goes on for a long time.
Well, and my man, if you give them a chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A, they'll line up for two hours, my man. 2 hours.
Oh, they will. They'll come for freebies.
Oh, my God. It really irritates me, actually. I love the call. One more call, and then we got to get to Pat. Go ahead, David.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
I'm a judge of elections in Westmoreland County.
Nice.
And I just wanted to talk about the election. Part of the reason I think we have so much apathy, and it has to do with apathy, I think, on the part of potential candidates. In Westmoreland County for this election, there's nobody running on the Democratic ticket for the county.
What?
I got my mail-in ballot.
What?
There's the ballot's blank on the primary ballot for the Democratic Party for my district in Trafford. There is nobody running for any county row office. There's one person running for school director.
Wow.
And there are 3 people running for judges in 3 different districts. Each one is unopposed. That's all that's on the Democrat ballot.
Wow.
The same thing for Arnold, where I'm the judge of elections. There's 1 school director and 3 judges, and that's it. Well, I think they do have somebody running for borough council in Arnold.
So, in other words, why the hell would you go out and vote if no one's running? Why would you vote if no one's running?
Exactly. Well, why is there no one running? That's what I want to know. And but the whole it's really disturbing to me that
absolutely
this precinct where I am is a small precinct. There's about 300 registered voters. It's in a senior citizen high-rise, and probably 20% of the registered voters live in the building, and they can't be bothered to get on the elevator and come down to the polls.
That's unbelievable.
The last countywide election, I think I had counting mail-ins that I got the number out of the paper. It was like 41 votes cast in my precinct.
Whoa!
I don't expect that much this time.
Wow! And I thought old folks cared. I thought old folks cared, sir. I thought they did.
Well, it's a mix. It's not necessarily all old folks. There's a lot of people with various handicaps and stuff. A lot of really nice people.
Sure.
And but it's just.
Wow.
In Trafford, my wife who called an election or so ago, she called from home. She'd been in the vote in our precinct around noon, and she was up to number 200 or something like that, and I think we had 25. But it's a small precinct. I don't expect miracles, but it's when there's nobody on the ballot, why show up?
No, man, it's a great call. Wow. You know, we'll show up as my man, Pat Katina, County Council President. How are you, brother?
Good, Marty. How are you?
I'm intrigued by your response to this because you've been around politics for a while and no one cares more than you do. Why don't people turn out for this stuff, brother? Why?
It's apathy. I mean, people don't care. I certainly would care. I mean, obviously, the county increased your taxes by 36.5%. I mean, there are numerous county council reps up for re-election. I mean, I'm one of them. I mean, I'm the only one that voted against this tax increase. And I just think that it's very important that people get out there and vote. They need to take the time to really look into the candidates and see what they stand for. I really stand for, like I said, public safety.
Sure.
I mean, I have a lot of experience, and I believe people need to really care. I mean, do you want safe streets? Because if you do, you need to get out there and vote. You need to get out there and back these candidates that are backed by law enforcement and truly care about public safety and making our streets safer.
And by the way, Pat Katina is the only candidate running right now that voted against this massive tax increase. You're the only one, sir. So if they don't pay attention, they don't vote, they could get another tax increase.
Correct. I stood up to my own party and said, no, I'm not going to have it. And I told you from day one that was dead on arrival.
It was.
And I continued to fight, and I'll continue to fight moving forward. I'm going to be an advocate against that. People can't afford that, unfortunately.
And what is it, though, that there were times when 20% turnout for these primaries? What the hell is that, Pat? What's wrong with people? And then they complain.
They complain. I hear complaints all the time from people about this, that, and the other thing. And then my first question to them is, well, did you vote in the last election? And, of course, the answer is no. People really don't care about things, but they need to look. I mean, whether it's a local mayor's race, a school board race, these are the elections that impact you the most. Oh, yeah. I mean, your daily services.
Well, 40 years, it's actually the biggest tax increase in 30 years, yeah.
biggest, obviously with the county, biggest tax increase in 30 years. I just find it incredible that people don't care about that. I mean, yet I had thousands of phone calls basically telling me not to vote for this. But if those thousands of phone calls actually translated into votes tomorrow, we'd be over 30% probably.
And Pat, if they gave them a free Chick-fil-A sandwich, they'd line up for 2 hours.
They'd line up for 2 hours for that, or they'd line up when you gave them a deal on a TV at Best Buy or what have you. They'd line up all night for that in a tent. They get people. These are the decisions that basically impacts your daily lives, and people can't turn out for that.
Pat, my man, thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.
He's the best. He's an incredible leader. Vote for him tomorrow. I am all in for Pat. And he's spot on. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, sir, we have some good news for the most part as you're heading out and about, maybe for a noontime appointment or doing a little bit of daily commuting. The Parkway East inbound on the suburban side, just a minor touch on the brakes before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Outbound toward the eastern suburbs, a great ride for you. 28 southbound, I-279 headed toward town, all good at this hour. Parkway West inbound, just a little bit of stop and go on the front side of Green Tree Hill, mostly right around that runaway truck sand pile into the Fort Pitt tunnels. Do want to remind you, this is a big one, folks, as you're traveling eastbound or outbound on the Parkway East City side by the Birmingham Bridge. They are doing nightly closures this week, so crews will work 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. the following morning each night. This is a total closure of the Parkway East. You will be forced off at the Forbes Avenue Oakland exit 72A off-ramp, and you'll follow the posted detour rejoining the Parkway East outbound near the Bates Street on-ramp from Route 885, so leave extra time there. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Hey, folks, NASCO Roofing, the region's roofing leader, continues to exceed customer expectations. Carol from Pittsburgh praised NASCO Roofing for their quality workmanship and the timely manner NASCO completed her new roof. She loved how friendly and easy NASCO Roofing was to work with. NASCO has satisfied thousands like Carol. Get NASCO on your roof next. Call NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. Most jobs done in a day. Special financing available. NASCO Roofing, NASCO. Hey, folks, it's Marty. This is something very special to me. I've been talking about Gunny's Ridge, a special place for veterans and first responders. You can honor a loved veteran or first responder with a fruit tree in the Honor Orchard of Gunny's Ridge. It's $122. The number 22 represents the number of veterans who take their lives each day. Gunny's Ridge is a special place. You must check it out at gunnysridge.org. This Honor Orchard is a beautiful thing. gunnysridge.org.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Adventure awaits, and the 2025 Subaru Outback Premium is ready at Bowser Subaru to take you wherever you want to go. Take home a 2025 Subaru Outback Premium, VIN number S32-598, from Bowser Subaru and get 3.9% APR for 63 months. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends May 31st. Log on to BowserSubaru.com, or better yet, visit Bowser Subaru and take a test drive. Now that's the power of Bowser. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Hey, folks, Marty Griffin. It's May. It's spring. It's window time. Universal Windows Direct window time. Check out this amazing deal. Right now, you'll get an incredible 50% off your windows. Whoa, half off. And check this out. Not a single payment, not one payment, no interest for 12 months. Universal Windows Direct. Amazing quality, amazing service. 412-545-6003.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. The population decline in the city of Pittsburgh appears to have been stemmed with a second consecutive year of increasing population for the city proper. The city of Pittsburgh had a notable increase in population in the U.S. Census 2024 estimates released this week, adding almost 3,000 people to the city limits since 2023 and more than 4,800 since 2020. Also, a federal jury approved a $2 million award in a whistleblower lawsuit against a former unit of PPG after an employee said he was wrongfully terminated from his job. A former PPG employee, Wally Larson, was awarded $20,000 in back pay and $2 million in non-economic damages by a federal jury at the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California in Santa Ana, California. The lawsuit, Wallen Lawson versus PPG Architectural Finishes, was originally filed by Lawson in May of 2018 and then later heard by the U.S. District Court for Central California. That unit of PPG is now part of Pittsburgh Paints Company after PPG sold it in 2024. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I got to talk to you about something without exposing either the company or the victims here, but I think it's relevant. In the entire time I've been in this business, there have been a significant number of folks scammed by phone calls. They manifest themselves in different ways. The AI now has made them even more intricate. They'll come up with voices. And Kevin Krause at the Sheriff's Department, people call representing him and said they're coming to get you and it's all a lie. And then they demand money from you or Visa cards. Over the years, I've gone to homes where elderly folks sent money because someone called and said the grandson had just been hit by a car. They were in the hospital, and they need to send this money to help them immediately. They'll even have the grandson's voice and name. It's crazy stuff. And then some of the scams, a guy sent thousands once to these con artists because they said they were on his way to his house with warrants. And the only way to stave off those warrants was to go to Walmart and buy these Visa cards and then send them the Visa cards. Well, it's all a scam. Always out of the country. Can't do anything about it. Once the money's gone, it's gone forever. It's just the truth. Sometimes they're out of Florida, but they're hard to track down. And again, without naming names, small business that I know very well, a young girl got a call there on a Thursday night, last Thursday. And again, without being, I'm trying to help here, without exposing anyone to anything inappropriate. So the girls at the job and a phone call comes in. And they say, we've got your boss, and we're going to take him to jail unless you come up with $1,000. This is a true story. Just happened last Thursday. Okay, and this girl's a high school kid. The guy said he was a U.S. Marshal. And they said that the boss is going to be placed under arrest unless she paid this $1,000. Okay? So the young lady immediately takes $1,000 cash out of the cash register at the business that was in operation at the time. She immediately goes to a CVS. It's a true story. She sends the $1,000 gift cards and got scammed. I mean, it's a scam. Now, you can say she's a dummy, and okay. You can say that, how the hell can anyone be that stupid? Okay, but let me tell you this. It's about $100 million a year, $150 million a year people get scammed this way. And everybody reacts differently under pressure, okay? And for the business owner, he got screwed, man. He lost $1,000. You know, I had this long talk with my kids last night. I'm saying, honey, my daughters, you got to call dad first. You got to call mom first. You got to call the cops first before you go running anywhere with money. Point number one, just talk to your kids. Talk to your parents, because elderly people get scammed like this all the time. I used to tell my mom, don't answer the damn phone unless you know who's calling. Don't. Everybody reacts differently under duress. They just do. And so what happened is she freaked out. She grabbed the $1,000. She went to CVS. They sold her the gift card, and she sent them. Boom, done. Money's gone. It will never be recovered. The thing is that things like this happen almost daily. You've got to talk to your kids about the warning signs. Call the cops first. Call mommy first. Call dad first. Call your boss first before you make any decision like this. The only other thing I would say on the other end is, and Patrick and I looked at this over the years, we've done this 100 times. Walmart is so savvy to this, they actually train their staff to know when this is happening because it's happened so many times. CVS is kind of thin right now, so I don't judge, and they're nice people, but some way, somewhere, somehow, someone at CVS has to say, hey, you can't just give folks $1,000 worth of Visa cards and not raise a red flag. You got to ask a couple pertinent questions, because now you got this 19-year-old girl freaked out, $1,000 gone, and everyone's talking about it, and everybody has different stories, and it's horrible. And the girl shook up, the owner of the business is really hacked off, and the thieves are gone forever. And I know all you know-it-alls think she was stupid. I don't do that, ma'am. Everybody responds differently under duress. She thought, I don't know her at all. 19 years old, she thought she was helping out her boss. And now everyone's angry. Remember, tell your kids tonight, and talk to your parents tonight who are older. Don't answer the phone. Don't talk to strangers. Don't send anyone a nickel. Call the police. Call your boss. Call your mother. Call your father before you send a nickel to anyone. And in CVS, train your staff. Come on, man. How can you let this happen?
The KDKA Mobile News Fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken.
% on select Sun Squad toys and % on select Sun Squad toys and 20% on select favorite day treats with Target Circle only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
59 and mostly cloudy at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. At this morning's White House media briefing, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked about former President Joe Biden's cancer diagnosis.
Spoke to the president again about the former president's health diagnosis last night, and he wanted to extend his warmest wishes to the former president and his family.
The former president is battling an aggressive type of prostate cancer that has spread to the bones. Mr. Biden now reviewing treatment options. Police and the FBI are investigating anti-Semitic flyers handed out in Squirrel Hill over the weekend. With more on that story, News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado.
One of the flyers posted on social media read, "Every single aspect of the Jewish Talmud is satanic." Police say a number of different flyers were placed in plastic baggies, weighted down with corn kernels, and thrown from a car. Police say the suspect is a red-headed man. Sean Brokos of the Jewish Federation of Pittsburgh says a white supremacist group is behind them, and now they hope technology will identify the specific individual.
Many members in Squirrel Hill and the Pittsburgh Jewish community have Ring doorbells. So we have good video footage of the vehicle and the occupants.
She says for this to happen just blocks from the Tree of Life massacre is daunting. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
On the eve of the primary election, is there anything a candidate can do to win votes? Well, on the Big K Morning Show, political analyst Lenny McAllister said he would advise incumbent Mayor Ed Gainey to
go places where it's going to be tough to win votes. Be seen one more time. Soften the image that may be in those voting precincts in those neighborhoods.
As for the challenger, McAllister said County Controller Corey O'Connor needs to seal the deal with progressives.
Try to go to the progressive base and say, listen, you can get a more efficient mayor's office and still trust that you have a true progressive there with those voters.
The polls open tomorrow morning at 7. President Donald Trump's call with Russia's Vladimir Putin started around 10 a.m., the president trying to find a way to end the war in Ukraine. Mr. Trump expressed his hope for a ceasefire in a social media post over the weekend. His effort will also include calls to NATO leaders and then Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky. The newly installed Pope is given an audience to two top American officials. With details on that, here's CBS's Sabina Castelfranco.
Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Pope Leo XIV at the Vatican, the day after attending the new pontiff's inaugural Mass. Vance met yesterday with Ukrainian leader Zelensky, as well as EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and Italian Premier Giorgia Meloni. A Vatican statement said talks focused on current international issues. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 17 points at 42,638. The Nasdaq is down 81 points, and the S&P is down 15. KDKA Sports, the Bucks will host the Reds tonight. Mitch Keller will start. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. 59 and mostly cloudy in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions. Available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Bill from Mars. Bill's neuropathy got so bad he couldn't sleep due to the pain and was losing his balance, causing him to have frequent falls. Then Bill found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program greatly improved Bill's neuropathy, and now he's sleeping through the night, can feel his feet again, and has no more pain. Listen to Bill's complete story at marydanston.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bill along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, folks, Marty here. Just talked to my boy, JK, the king of Oakmont restaurants. The Lot. Have you tried it? Best breakfast you'll ever have. Carnivores. Unbelievable wings. The Pub. Woo! The hamburgers. And how about Hofstadt's? The Italian is magnificent. So you got The Lot, Carnivores, the Pub, Hofstadt's. Every single one, the highest quality, the best food. Check them all out in Oakmont.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and some intervals of sun for the rest of today and breezy at times, high 66. Patchy clouds, chilly tonight, low 43. Tomorrow, some sun followed by increasing clouds, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Lacina Drapery and Blind Factory, the area's best and most trusted name in custom window treatments, custom draperies, blinds, shade, shutters, and more. Unmatched craftsmanship, factory direct pricing. Call 412-665-4900 or go to lacinadrapery.com.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I've been thinking a lot about the prostate issue with Biden, and I wanted to do something because I wanted folks to understand how significant and how big this problem is. Call me out there if you've had a prostate issue. Call me out there. Call me if you've had a prostate issue and or prostate cancer. As you get 60 plus, most men have prostate issues of some sort, whether it's urination issues, which, by the way, I was peeing every 4 minutes. I'm just telling you the truth. And I had tests, and it was a precancerous, and the numbers were kind of high, and then they did more tests, and they put me on medication. And then I had a procedure. I had an implant, and everything's okay. And I know several friends, and I had this post-cancer, and a lot of my issues happened because of chemotherapy and radiation side effects. I have several friends who have and or had their prostate removed completely because of the risk and the danger of prostate cancer. You would be shocked how many men have had procedures. I have several friends who right now have prostate cancer at different levels. Different levels. And at the end of the day, folks, you got to get tested. But the truth of the matter is, I have friends that are right now in the treatment for it, and they take a pill, a chemotherapy pill. And the truth of the matter is that that's okay. I have friends that had to take radiation for 6 weeks, and that treated it. It's very, very precarious, though, because a lot of men have this. 866-391-1020. It's kind of an embarrassing thing. I think I've heard this from men to talk about. I have no idea why. I just don't. I have no problem with discussing the need for exam, the need for the testing. And I want to talk to any men out there that have either had prostate removed, prostate cancer, and or surgery, or an implant. I had this crazy implant. Urolift, I think it's called. And because I had and this is personal stuff, but I'm just trying to help here, very enlarged prostate, and this actually solved and resolved that issue. So, I have several friends who had the same procedure. I'm going to talk to my surgeon, actually, at 1 o'clock. And the problem with many men, if you're having any kind of treatment for either a prostate right now and or had the surgery, 866-391-1020, or had prostate issues, 866-391-1020. The truth of the matter is most men ignore this stuff. Ignore it. So these conspiracies that Biden had cancer while he was president, probably. That it was covered up, I don't know. I have no idea. That he lied about it, I have no idea. But I can tell you, how old is he, Patrick? I forget now. Is he 78? No, he was in his 80s, right? He was in his 80s. Biden's age. 82. So he's 82. As Patrick so aptly pointed out, doctors don't really even recommend testing after you're 75. So my point is, unless he was kind of assertive about this, and he wasn't, I don't know, they would have blown it off. I mean, this isn't some big conspiracy. It's really, really common. I'm worried about the guy because once, again, I ain't no doctor. Once the cancer gets into the bone, then you got issues, brother, and dangerous issues. Very, very common for men. There were some of the exams to determine whether you had issues that were really with this rod, and I don't want to get explicit, but it was very uncomfortable. But I did it. I had the procedure, and I'm fine. The men that ignore it are the ones that get in trouble. Big trouble. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, hi, Marty.
How are you, brother?
I'm good. I had my prostate removed maybe 5-6 years ago. And the numbers I saw kept going up, and I just kept telling myself, this is a mistake. It's nothing. And eventually they told me, if you don't get your prostate removed, you're going to die.
There you go. And that's a hard decision, isn't it?
Yeah, for like you've been saying, for guys,
yep.
Having it removed was my fault. I kept messing around and making excuses, and they took it out.
And this is very common with men. We ignore all this crap because everything's going to be fine, and we blow it off. We're not afraid. We're just lazy and everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, exactly. And, after they take it out, you have problems with your holding your urine.
That's right. That's right.
So I have to wear guards
That's
all
right.
the time. But better than being dead.
Hold on. This is why I love this guy. The truth is, it's hard to say that you're an old guy and you pee your pants. But I'm sorry, my man, but I'd take that 8 days a week over dying. Won't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the guards aren't that bad to wear. You get used to it. It's just the fact of life now.
Thank you. And how many of your friends that are older have had some prostate issues?
Oh,
huh?
I didn't know until I was going through it.
That's right.
But I mean, there are a lot of guys I know that have different issues with it and have done different treatments with it.
Right. Right.
And it's amazing how many guys go through this.
How old are you?
69.
So you're still pretty young, my man. So you could have died if you just blew it off. You would have had too much cancer and died.
Yeah, that doctor told me it would have got into the bone and up your back.
That's right.
And I asked her, I says, well, what happens if I don't do nothing? And she told me, I said, well, I guess I better.
No, my man, I appreciate your courage and I appreciate the story because we're all the same, man. Huh. I hate to tell you this, folks, but I know people that refused to go to the doctor when they had pain, like in their back and stuff. And finally went when they had insane pain that they couldn't manage anymore and died a month later from cancer. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying, my man nailed it. My man nailed it. She told him, you get this or you die. My point is with the prostate thing and suggesting that Biden cover this up and we're all liars and come on, man. Patrick pointed out earlier this morning, which is spot on, once you hit 79, they don't really even do this testing that much because they just don't. And in all likelihood, he may not have been tested. This is probably a shock to him and his family. We're going to talk about it. Continue to next.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
I talk about UPMC all the time and how my life was saved there. Now my sister's there. We both have extensive treatment at Hillman Cancer Center. They spend their days and nights trying to keep you alive. It's a magnificent facility with magnificent people dedicated to one thing, saving your life. UPMC, life-changing, life-saving information.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
A fire, it can change everything in seconds, but ServiceMaster of Greater Pittsburgh is ready 24/7 to help restore what matters most. From smoke damage to full rebuilds, their experts are trained, trusted, and ready to work with your insurance. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van and get back to normal faster.
Demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster.
It's not too late for a deep spring cleaning on your home. Give my friends at Zero Res a call today. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $129 and take $50 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPGH.com.
Hey, folks, Marty here. My friend Robert Levin and his entire Levin Furniture and Mattress Store team are continuing Levin's early Memorial Day sale with these amazing deals. Save up to 50% off outdoor and new arrivals. Take not 15, not 20, but 25% off the entire store. Leave your wallet at home. Make no down payments and get 5 years special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more. 25% store-wide, folks, at all Levin's furniture stores. I went to high school with Bob Tootie. I've known him for, we're pushing 55 years. The best HVAC guy I've ever met in my life, Tootie Mechanical. The best employees, the best sales, the best service. Put 2 furnaces in our home. 2. unbelievable pricing, unbelievable service, unbelievable response to customers' needs. 2D Mechanical. You know why? It's a family-run business. It's family first. It's service first. It's the best there is. 2D Mechanical, 412-771-4100. 2D.
CBS Eye on Veterans from ConnectingVets.com. When a U.S. Black Hawk helicopter was shot down in Somalia in 1993, Army Rangers and elite Special Forces operators battled through the deadly streets of Mogadishu to reach the crew. Platoon Commander Colonel Larry Perino described what that day was like.
We knew the crash was down, 2 blocks up, 2 blocks down. And I remember going across, we made that left turn. It was like a wall of lead, and I'm not kidding. Scared beyond belief, but you just knew that, if you stopped, that's all she wrote. It really is. And so they were already engaging in a run and gun battle. We knew it was a race. It was a race. We had to get to them.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Prostate stuff's important, and the truth is, it's something that needs to be talked about. Men get kind of uncomfortable. Let me tell you something. Once you've had cancer and literally physically crapped your pants live on a talk show, you kind of, all the walls and barriers fall down. There's an insurmountable amount of pain and grief and anger and fear and all these things when you get really, really, really sick. And I did, and so I had this epiphany about, I don't really care if something's uncomfortable for me to talk about my penis and prostate cancer if we can get guys to step up. And that's what we're going to do here. And for me personally, I was having trouble, like urinating, like every 5 minutes, and then uncomfortable, and then burning, and then all that crap. And I went to this amazing doctor we're going to have live at 1 o'clock. He's my man, Costa, world renowned. He did all the tests, all the procedures for cancer, everything, prostate levels, this score, PSA score, and then this Gleason score. I wanted to play this clip, Ryan, of this CBS doctor. It's good stuff. Listen.
Stage 4, metastasized to the bones. It sounds very dire. Is it as serious as it sounds?
Look, this is a very serious, aggressive cancer. So he has a Gleason stage of 9 out of 10, with 10 being the worst. So that tells you about the aggressiveness of the cell type that we're talking about here, the type of prostate cancer he has. There's been spread to the bones, which by definition means it is metastatic. But the good news in terms of what we've been told so far is that it is hormone responsive.
What does that mean? Which means?
Well, testosterone fuels the growth of the prostate cancer. So if you can block the testosterone, you're blocking the growth. And that is a very good prognostic indicator. So you have some bad news, but there is a silver lining there.
But you have this thing spread to the bones. How long does that take? We hear that he was just diagnosed last week. Does it spread to the bones very quickly? I always thought it took a while to do that. Wouldn't he be getting regular checkups?
Yeah, so it depends on the kind of cancer you're talking about here. We do know it's quite aggressive again. So the time in which it would take to spread to the bones is going to be shorter than with a less aggressive cancer. And he's 82. Normally, doctors will stop screening for prostate cancer at 75 or so, because after that, the prostate cancers you typically pick up are very slow growing, and so the harms of all of the testing and treatment for something that may not kill you, you're talking about risk versus benefit, it may not be worth the risk.
Isn't there a blood test that men can take to know if they have an issue that might warrant further examination?
So there's something that we call a PSA test, but that can also be indicative of many different things. It could just be you have an enlarged prostate. Maybe you have a low-grade infection in the prostate. There are many things that can cause that. And so this is, again, why after a certain age, doctors will typically stop screening for prostate cancer.
Wow.
But in his case, it's not screening. It's important to emphasize this was diagnostic because he had urinary symptoms. And so there was a reason to do more testing.
Quickly, what is your final message to men of a certain age?
Well, men of a certain age, you need to be seeing your primary care doctor for regular exams. And it's not just for prostate cancer, right? It's to check your blood pressure. Do you have diabetes? Do you have you gotten your colonoscopy for colon
health
cancer?
and wellness check.
Exactly.
But if you're 75 and up, they wouldn't.
So I'm getting a colonoscopy next week, actually. And I had the prostate checked. And we probably have one of the best doctors in the world, Dr. Costa, calling in about 10 minutes. He's the man. Go ahead, Tom.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, brother.
Yeah, I had prostate cancer about 6 years ago now. I got it checked, my PSA level, and they told me it was a 9.
Whoa.
And then they checked it and see that if it was cancerous, and then it came back positive.
How old were you, bro? How old?
I was 56.
See, that's young, man. And so how did you proceed?
Yeah. So they told me I had different options. I could take it out, or I could do what's called seeds, and or hormone chart. So I took the seed and radiation for 6 weeks.
Wow. See, I've heard this, and it was effective.
It was effective when I took it. The next 3 weeks later, they said my level was 0. I've been going back ever since, and it's been 0 ever since.
Wow. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I encourage all the men to take their PSA, because if you do the other with the glove.
No, I'm with you, man. But you got to do this stuff, right?
You got to do it. You got to do it. It only take a second to take your blood test.
Wow.
And then.
And what made you go in the first place? Because you're kind of young for that.
Well, what made me go in the first place, I used to get my exam all the time.
I see.
And they do the glove thing.
Yeah, of course.
And they kept saying I was normal. Then when I did it 6 months later, and then they did the PSA, because I never did the blood thing. And the blood came back. They said your level was kind of high. And then.
Wow, man. How long did it take to take care of it? How many months?
It took, after I got it done.
Yeah.
As soon as I got it done, the level just went down.
That's amazing.
The seed that they implanted in there, it just killed it.
That's amazing. That's
a
hell of a story.
As long as you catch it early.
That's a hell of a story. I hope all the men out there are listening. And he's in his 50s. That's a hell of a story. We're going to talk to probably top 5 best doctors in the world about this stuff after the break.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 25-26 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns Goodwin, former Russian political prisoner Vladimir Kara-Murza, and geopolitical economist Pippa Malmgren. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686.
Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your mornings. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Medicare can be confusing with all the rules, costs, and deadlines. Are you making the right choice for your future? Join MediConnect's free live webinars from the comfort of your home. No pressure, just clear, helpful information. Learn about Medicare, Parts A and B, how to avoid penalties, and if Medicare Advantage or Supplement is right for you. Get peace of mind. Register for the webinar by calling 888-818-6334. MediConnectInsurance.com. MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Mostly cloudy and 61 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. A contentious race in Pittsburgh's Democratic mayoral primary will come to an end tomorrow. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has the story.
On the Big K Morning Show, political analyst Lenny McAllister said two factors will determine the winner. One is the number of people voting by mail, usually older voters who support the challenger, County Controller Corey O'Connor.
Particularly with the AARP poll that came out about a month ago. Number two, nice weather. Nice weather will bring out more people. More people will likely be older voters.
McAllister thinks voters with concerns about public safety, homelessness, and the lack of development downtown are leaning toward O'Connor instead of incumbent Mayor Ed Gainey. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
Fire broke out in the Home Depot in West Mifflin last night. Crews discovered the blaze in the loading dock around 11:30 p.m. All employees were able to exit the building as firefighters quickly extinguished the blaze. No injuries were reported. Former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with prostate cancer and has spread to his bones. A statement from his office said on Sunday. The discovery was made on Friday after the 82-year-old Biden reported urinary symptoms, which led doctors to find a small nodule on his prostate. The statement says the cancer is a more aggressive form of the disease, and Biden and his family are reviewing treatment options. With the news of the former president's prostate cancer battle, what do men think they need to know about getting tested for the disease? We have more from News Radio KDK's David Ballarado.
Dr. Gautam Vaiman is the head of AHN's urology department. He says depending on family history and certain genetic issues, men should undergo testing starting around the age of 50. But he says for some men, it doesn't mean annually, rather a baseline test and then follow-ups every few years as part of their regular blood work.
Now, sometimes just based on logistics, it can be difficult to have men come in every few years for it. A lot of times primary care doctors are doing it part of the routine blood work that they're getting once a year, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Vaiman says there are additional tests that can be done, including prostate MRIs, which have emerged as a very powerful tool. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 69 points, the Nasdaq down 55. The S&P 500 is down 7. KDK Radio News Time, 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Looking for a ride that's ready for anything Pittsburgh throws your way? Then it's time to meet the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester at Bowser Subaru. The 2025 Subaru Forester and its symmetrical all-wheel drive provides the confidence to explore from muddy trails to long stretches of highway. And with 3.9% APR for 48 months, you don't want to miss it. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer. With credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends May 31st. Log on to BowserSubaru.com. Better yet, visit and take a test drive. Now that's the power of Bowser. Bowser BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Hey, this is Lisa, and I have great news. To celebrate Nest Expression's 25th anniversary of Hunter Douglas blinds, shades, shutters, and draperies, I am offering an additional 10% savings on any order placed by May 31st. Nest Expression specializes in custom window treatments for every budget. Our draperies are made right here in Pittsburgh, so call 724-933-5500 or nestexpressions.com.
Senator John Fetterman raised concerns about aggressive vehicle mandates, and he's right. Pennsylvanians need affordable, reliable transportation. No one should tell us what we can and can't drive. Mandates could limit consumer choice, raise costs, and threaten Pennsylvania jobs. Senator Fetterman can protect working families and defend our economy. Tell Senator Fetterman to stand up for Pennsylvania, repeal the gas car ban. Take action at energycitizens.org. Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
Hi, I'm your kid's old jeans. I've been in the drawer for a while and really missed the playground. You should swing by Goodwill and drop me off. Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. Plus, I can get back into the game. Donate today. Tag, you're it.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will feature clouds and some sun at times, a gusty breeze, the high 66, then clear to partly cloudy and chilly tonight, though 43. Some sun followed by increasing clouds tomorrow, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, this is elder law attorney Carl Zachariah. Betty called me last week because her mother's in a nursing home and had given her $30,000 2 years ago. I told her that 5-year look-back will not apply. We can get it fixed. Call Zachariah Brown at 724-942-6200 or visit PittsburghElderLaw.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
My daughter wants to go to law school. I was talking to her about the Perry Calder law firm, from top to bottom, superstar lawyers. And I mean this. Handpicked and trained by JP, my boy, John Perry. Amazing team. Unprecedented results. Mike Calder, Renee Meadow, Jennifer Webster, Andrew Rothy, Alex and Trevor Perry. Caring lawyers who are feared by doctors and insurance companies alike. Perry Calder Law Firm. Folks, this is an amazing law firm with amazing results. Check it out. Insane once you finally are honest enough to step up and get an exam how many men actually have prostate issues. And I went to one of the best prostate surgeons in the world and really renowned, who has been amazing in my life and the lives of a significant number of my friends. Dr. Frank Costa. Doc, how are you, sir?
Hello, Marty. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Hey, Doc. I think people would be surprised, maybe even shocked, to know how many men have prostate issues, sir. It's pretty high, isn't it?
That's correct. Most men, if they live long enough, may actually develop prostate cancer. Even more men actually have prostate illness that's due to benign disease. But you're right. It's very few men that escape some type of prostate condition as they get older.
And with Biden situation, at his age, sir, what do you do? How is that treated, sir? What is the process?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, interestingly, it was somewhat surprising to me that they stated that he presented with first urinary symptoms, which can happen even in benign disease, but it could also be one of the alarming causes that brings a patient to the physician, and then they diagnose prostate cancer. But in his case, they stated that he already had developed bone metastases, and that is an unusual presentation, I would imagine, particularly for somebody that should be getting routine evaluation.
Yes.
So that he already presented it at an advanced stage, and it's interesting to see historically how that could have happened because, of course, the President of the United States is available to get very close follow-up with his medical condition, and to present with metastatic disease to the bone, I think is a little peculiar.
Well, what he's saying is so relevant and so spot on. And it's the big question hanging out there, Doc, is that as the president, he would have a regular physical, and this PSA test, the number would have been through the roof if it had metastasized. And what the hell happened, and did he have a test, is kind of what you're saying, right, sir?
Yes. Now, there have been some changes in how prostate cancer is detected, and also when is the right time to check or not to check. A few years ago, the U.S. Preventative Task Force actually had made a recommendation that men should not be tested with a PSA test, which is a blood test that can sometimes be indicative of having prostate cancer, that they should not be tested after the age of 70.
Right.
I myself am not in favor of that, because I think that it really depends not just on an age, but on the condition of the person, the health condition of the person, what their life expectancy is, and also the very important consideration that this should be a shared decision-making process between the physician and the patient. So not to let the government or insurance companies always dictate to you how you should handle your own health. You have a right as an individual person who to take control of your health. And actually, depending on what your specific circumstances are, we should have the ability to check, particularly for cancer of the prostate, which is still the most common cancer in men next to skin cancer.
Wow.
This year we'll have approximately 300,000 new cases and 35,000 cancer deaths.
Wow.
And so, it affects a lot of men. As a matter of fact, your lifetime risk of developing prostate cancer, if you're a white male, is about 17.6%. And if you're a African-American male, almost 21%.
Whoa.
And the risk of death is about 3% in white males and almost 5% in black males. So this is a real disease. And unfortunately, I'm concerned that sometimes because of the familiarity of prostate cancer, it's placed kind of on the back shelf until somebody like a celebrity or a president gets prostate cancer, and then all of a sudden it resurfaces. But that's an important thing to make patients aware that they should get checked. They should see their physician. They should have a baseline PSA. It's the rate of change of that PSA that can be determinant as to whether or not you have underlying prostate cancer, or at least be evaluated to make sure you don't have it.
Hey, Doc, in my case, you did an implant that actually changed my life. And most men, for embarrassment reasons, or they're idiots, or just lazy, or they don't want to talk about it, they ignore it and live with the discomfort. Isn't that true too, sir?
Yes, well, there are some men that have a reluctance to get the prostate checked because historically most men thought that the only way to diagnose prostate cancer was with a rectal examination or a prostate examination through the rectum. Now, that is a very important consideration. Unfortunately, there have been some studies that have indicated that perhaps a PSA is enough. But I will tell you, Marty, in my practice, every year I see maybe 4, 5, 6, 10 patients that have a normal PSA, but then I find a nodule on their prostate that otherwise would have gone undetected. And in many of these cases, it's because the prostate cancer has been so aggressive that it doesn't even produce enough of the PSA, which is a protein in the blood, to be able to be detected in the blood. So in my opinion, especially when you see a urologist, I think you should have both a rectal examination to feel the prostate in addition to a PSA test.
How often, Doc? How often, brother?
Yeah.
How often?
Well, it depends on several factors. The general recommendation in most men is to start at age 50. However, if you have a positive family history, a father, a brother, an uncle, or if you're African American, the risk increases. And so in those cases, I recommend starting screening at age 40, and that's with a PSA test, which is a blood test, and also with a prostate examination because of those higher risks.
Hey, and Doc, if you catch this early, man, it's fully treatable, is it not, sir?
Yes, in most instances, if the cancer is caught early, first of all, you have to determine if it's necessary to treat it, because sometimes one of the reasons that it started a lot of the controversy is the overtreatment of prostate cancer. For instance, 20 years ago, if we detected prostate cancer in 100 men, we were probably curing about 20% of them.
Oh.
Some of those other men that were treated would have died with the prostate cancer as opposed to from the prostate cancer. So it's important for the doctor to be very specific in doing the appropriate testing, the appropriate examinations, to see if, in fact, treating the prostate cancer will impact that patient's survival. And that's really what is the key. Detection is important. However, some patients we don't have to treat. We do what's called active surveillance, or we just monitor them depending on their age and condition. As I stated, there's many men that have a life expectancy of, say, less than 10 years and that do not have a very aggressive form of cancer, that we can just monitor it, because then they will probably die from something else.
Dr. Frank Costa, honestly, world-renowned urologist. Hey, Doc, what are some of the symptoms a man should start to see if he might have an issue, sir?
Well, I want to underline the fact that in prostate cancer, sometimes you may not have any symptoms. Interestingly, it was stated that former President Biden was starting to have urinary symptoms, probably due to the enlargement of the prostate gland, which can also occur concurrently with benign enlargement. So you could have both conditions occur together that actually prompted him to get checked. And then I suspect, again, I don't know his specific case, but I suspect they either felt a nodule on his examination or they saw his PSA was elevated, at which time they either did an MRI or a bone scan or a PET scan that detected that there was cancer in the bone. So it already presented at an advanced stage, which is then prompts a whole different set of circumstances. One is to be able to treat the prostate cancer for what it is, the stage where it's located, which is a more advanced stage to the bone. And then the secondary issue is also to make sure that you take care of the urinary problem, which is actually why he actually went to see the physician, according to what the reports that I saw. And that's when they found that he actually had cancer that had spread.
Hey, Doc, tell all these guys out there that are hesitant about this because they're embarrassed. Tell them, man, what the hell they have to do. Man up. Seriously, man. Stop that silliness, right?
Really, I absolutely concur with you, Marty. You're a perfect example of being an advocate for men to get checked. And again, as I mentioned, the number one cause of cancer in the United States after skin cancer is prostate cancer, and with about 35,000 deaths per year in the United States. And 1 in 7 men will get prostate cancer during their lifetime. And those that are more advanced age or have African American or have a positive family history, that risk may be increased. And about the average age of prostate cancer occurs in 6 out of 10 men after the age of 65, with the average age being 67. But it can occur earlier, again, if you have higher risk. So I really encourage all men age 40 and above, if they have a positive family history or African American, to get checked starting at age 40. And if you have, if you don't have a family history, you at least get a PSA no later than age of 50. But again, those are just standard types of recommendations. But most importantly, if you have any symptoms, you have enlarged symptoms of frequency, urgency, hesitancy, getting up at night, blood in the urine, which can be also caused by prostate cancer or other things like bladder cancer, which is just as bad, if not worse, or infections and so forth. Get checked. Do not hold it back, because that is when you detect it early so you can be cured. You do not want to let that opportunity pass. Whenever you have a symptom, get checked. I recommend it and advise it very highly.
Dr. Costa, you're my man, one of the best in the world, and a wonderful, wonderful person to be around. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much for allowing me to have this opportunity to reach out to people. And so please take the message home. And again, anytime, Marty. Thank you.
He's amazing. His staff's amazing. The way he treats people is amazing. He's an amazing surgeon. I went to him, changed my life, honestly. I was having all the issues he's talking about. And he did this implant thing and checked for the cancer, and here we are. All right, we're going to take a break. Hang in there, folks. We're going to
555, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. This is something very special to me. I've been talking about Gunny's Ridge, a special place for veterans and first responders. You can honor a loved veteran or first responder with a fruit tree in the Honor Orchard of Gunny's Ridge. It's $122. The number 22 represents the number of veterans who take their lives each day. Gunny's Ridge is a special place. You must check it out at gunniesridge.org. This honor orchard is a beautiful thing. gunniesridge.org.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Get 50% off your windows. That's half off. Plus, no interest, no payments, 12 months, and a free entry door with your windows purchase. 412-545-6003. Check it out now.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Vote Julie Capone for judge of the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Julie has spent decades protecting our seniors who've been victimized by fraud, theft, physical abuse. She pioneered home visits to seniors to get them through the trauma. It's no wonder Julie Capone is highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association, endorsed by the Allegheny County Democratic Committee, the Allegheny Labor Council, numerous unions, and political and community leaders. Vote Julie Capone for judge of the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas.
This is Julie Capone. I'd be honored to have your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Julie Capone.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Some relief for people worried about the privacy of their genetic data. The bankrupt genetic testing firm 23andMe has agreed to sell its DNA data bank on 15 million customers to a drug maker, Regeneron Pharmaceutical. The cost is $256 million, but the new owner says it'll comply with 23andMe's privacy policies, which allow customers to have their personal info deleted upon request. On Wall Street, stocks are mixed. Little move today. That's after the latest credit downgrade for the United States, and with the index of leading economic indicators this month falling by the most in more than 2 years on weakness in housing and manufacturing. Right now, the Dow is up 0.5%, the Nasdaq down by 1/3, the S&P down slightly. And Walmart, after telling customers they're going to raise prices to make up for the money it's laying out to pay for the Trump tariffs, well, President Trump admonished the retailer this weekend, tweeting that Walmart should, quote, eat the tariffs instead. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Dr. Costa's the man. He's a living legend. And he's smart. And he's right. For so many of us guys, because we're know-it-alls, and then, honestly, most men don't want someone messing around with their penis or putting their thumb in their butt. I'm not trying to be a jerk here or callous or vulgar. It's just true. It's a running joke, and it's very uncomfortable, and it is what it is, and grow up. beats the hell out of dying, man. You know what I'm saying? Get on with living or get on with dying. I had no idea it was 1 in 7 men, but I believe it. He inserted this implant in my prostate because it's so big, and I was urinating like every 5 minutes, and a lot of it was an offshoot of chemotherapy and radiation, blah, blah, blah. And it was changed everything. But Paul, what's up, brother?
Hey, how are you, Marty?
Paul, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jump in here, my man.
Hey, I am a prostate cancer survivor, buddy.
Nice.
And I had it. I found mine, where they found mine, on an annual physical.
Wow.
I had no symptoms.
None.
No. And all of a sudden, my PSA shot up from what it was the year before, and she sent me to a urologist, and pretty soon I'm getting radiology, I'm taking oral chemotherapy and everything else, and last July, thank God, they cleared me.
Wow.
So, and like I said, I had no symptoms. I just went in for an annual physical.
And you're clear now?
Yes, thank God.
And
they
it all
were
came...
worried about mine.
It all came through a physical, being proactive about a physical.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
And my Gleason score was 8, the same as I think around what Biden's is.
His is 9. What is this Gleason score? What the hell is that?
It rates how aggressive the cancer can be.
Oh. And a 9's high as hell, as we know.
Yeah, and mine was 8, and they got right on me, right away. And the first thing they tested for was I had to get a bone density scan, the first thing, to see if it got into my bones or my lymph nodes, and thank God it didn't, either one. I started radiology within hours after they detected it, or days, rather.
Wow.
And thank God everything worked out.
All right, my man. Paul Anthony Sr. Love him. I love his son. The thing that I've been hearing all morning, and Costa raised this issue, what's odd is that no one detected this in any of his annual physicals? Don't know about that. Jeff, go ahead.
Hey, Marty, before I start my spiel on what I went through, I want to make sure everyone listens to the end to see how good it turns out for how rough it was.
Nice.
I was 51 years old.
Whoa.
And got prostate cancer. Lost my prostate. My bladder, had bladder cancer too, spread the bladder. And half my intestines.
Wow.
I was on diapers for 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
25 surgeries.
Wow.
3 bladder transplants.
What?
Didn't work.
Damn.
And went through it for about 10, 12 years. I'm 65 now. I'm still alive. They gave me about 1.5 years, 2 years to live. Mine was super aggressive. Wasn't treated with chemo, nothing. Couldn't be treated with chemo. And I had to have an outside catheter.
Wow.
For 5 years.
Wow.
Eventually, when none of my transplants worked, they put a bag in. So I'm on a bag. And the biggest issue is, for guys, is the sexual part of it.
Yep.
And I will say this much, okay?
Yeah.
UPMC saved my life.
Aw.
And they solved that issue.
Wow.
I mean, there are things they can do, plenty of things they can do to solve that issue, and they did that.
My man, it's the best phone call I heard all day. And I could hear you talk all day, but we got to take a break. So my man went through hell, and he came out the other side, and he's alive and well, and he's functioning better than anyone ever expected. Great phone call, sir. Great call.
Loyalty has its rewards at your neighborhood Par-Mar store. See for yourself. Download the Par-Mar Stores app today and find deals, coupons, and earn points to get free groceries. Dan Zangrilli reminding you that if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. These guys are good. Before Oakmont Country Club hosts the big event in June, they need to replace their deck. My favorite family-owned construction company, C&S Cousins Construction, won the contract. 3 local guys, love them. Sam, Steve, and Calvin. If you're replacing your windows, doors, decks, everything from the top of your house to the patio, call them now. From planning, design to construction, C&S Cousins Construction are here to enhance and expand your living space. C&S Cousins Construction, 989-COUSINS, 989-COUSINS.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at HIMS.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to HIMS.com/joy. That's HIMS.com for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Partly sunny and 62 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of five-star reviews. Trust PJ.com. A contentious race in Pittsburgh's Democratic mayoral primary will come to an end tomorrow. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
On the Big K Morning Show, political analyst Lenny McAllister said 2 factors will determine the winner. One is the number of people voting by mail, usually older voters who support the challenger, County Controller Corey O'Connor.
Particularly with the AARP poll that came out about a month ago. Number 2, nice weather. Nice weather will bring out more people. More people will likely be older voters.
McAllister thinks voters with concerns about public safety, homelessness, and the lack of development downtown are leaning toward O'Connor instead of incumbent Mayor Ed Gainey. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
With the news of former President Biden's battle with prostate cancer, what do men need to know about getting tested for the disease? We have more from News Radio KDK's David Bolorado.
Dr. Gautam Vaiman is the head of AHN's urology department. He says depending on family history and certain genetic issues, men should undergo testing starting around the age of 50. But he says for some men, it doesn't mean annually, rather a baseline test and then follow-ups every few years as part of their regular blood work.
Now, sometimes, just based on logistics, it can be difficult to have men come in every few years for it. A lot of times, primary care doctors are doing it part of the routine blood work that they're getting once a year, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Vaiman says there are additional tests that can be done, including prostate MRIs, which have emerged as a very powerful tool. David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
The investigation continues after someone threw anti-Semitic flyers at homes in Squirrel Hill on Sunday. The flyers contained a variety of anti-Semitic messages in plastic baggies, weighted down with corn kernels. Sean Brokos of the Jewish Federation of Pittsburgh says they know the group that's behind them, and now they want to use doorbell surveillance video to identify the specific individuals. It's the same neighborhood where 11 were killed in the Tree of Life massacre in 2018.
To know that these acts of hate occur in Squirrel Hill, blocks away from where the largest anti-Semitic attack occurred, it's daunting.
Pittsburgh police and the FBI are investigating. Fire broke out at the Home Depot in West Mifflin last night. Crews discovered the blaze in the loading dock around 11:30 p.m. All employees were able to exit the building as firefighters quickly extinguished the blaze. No injuries have been reported. Emergency and water rescue workers were called to the Youghiogheny River in South Huntington Saturday night after callers to a 911 reported seeing headlights underwater. A Kia SUV was eventually pulled from the water, but no one was found inside. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 139 points. The Nasdaq down 13. The S&P 500 is up 3 points. KDKA Sports, Pirates host the Reds tonight. Mitch Keller on the hill for the Bucks. First pitch, 6:40. KDKA Radio News Time, 1:03. Right now, it is partly sunny and 62 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks.
Experience, leadership, equity, and integrity represent how Sheriff Kevin Krause effectively serves Allegheny County. Paul Martino here, supporting the re-election of Allegheny County Sheriff Kevin Krause. Kevin's proven commitment to public safety, his exemplary law enforcement principles, and his decades of local law enforcement service are key reasons to re-elect him as sheriff.
I'm Sheriff Kevin Krause. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Kevin Krause for sheriff.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Hey, folks, Marty here. Just talked to my boy, JK, the king of Oakmont restaurants. The Lot. Have you tried it? Best breakfast you'll ever have. Carnivores. Unbelievable wings. The Pub. Woo! The hamburgers. And how about Hofstadt's? The Italian is magnificent. So you got The Lot, Carnivores, the Pub, Hofstadt's. Every single one, the highest quality, the best food. Check them all out in Oakmont.
Are you ready for retirement? Hi, this is Brian Quaranta, host of On the Money, heard every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join me and your host, Rob Pratt, as we tackle the most important questions about retirement planning, financial strategies, and securing your future. From avoiding costly mistakes to maximizing your savings, will help you feel more confident about your financial journey. Tune in every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. on KDKA Radio. Take the first step towards a worry-free retirement. That's On the Money, your retirement planning destination.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Be nice for the rest of today with clouds and some sunshine and rather breezy conditions, the high 66. Could partly cloudy tonight.
Fire doesn't wait, and neither should you. When disaster strikes, call Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So much going on. Tomorrow's election day, and I've had to remind you 700 times. I'm guessing you're going to vote if you're listening to this show. Most of the folks that listen are very proactive. And you folks have never been wrong about elections. But this doesn't just relate to the people in the city of Pittsburgh. It's all over the county. There are judges up. There are commissioners up, county council members up, school board members up. And I've said it 100 times. And the truth is, the school board, John Delano, my man JD, mentioned this, and it's actually relevant because we have so many Democrats in the city in Allegheny County that the primary is oftentimes the general election because the Republicans don't have any following here, which is unfortunate, quite frankly. However, turnout has been less than spectacular over the years, as low as 15% at times in outlying counties, 15%. John Delano, who's my man, and Rich Fitzgerald, who I've known since I was 15, both of them say in the area of 30, 32%. Okay? Polling, taken from door knocking campaigns by Corey O'Connor's folks of Democrats, has him right now with about 57% of the vote, but it doesn't matter if you don't vote. I have no insight on this. It's hard to know with turnout. The truth is that Gainey won the last time with 27,000 votes, which is kind of embarrassing. Not for him, he won. And some of these judges won with 2,000 or 3,000 votes, so you know. And my point is this: there are a bunch of judges that are on the ticket. I think there's eight are up. Many of them are these far left judges who don't believe in bail. And the truth of the matter is that that's dangerous. I'm going to give you a couple of judges here that I got from my insiders that are the best. Write this down. I am. Oh, I can't vote in the primary, so it doesn't matter. But it's made me wonder whether I should change and just vote. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. From my insiders, Julie Capone. I've been talking about her from day one. Capone. Telling us she's amazing. Elon Zur. Both of these, I think they're current prosecutors. I think very highly regarded in the DA's office, the Palace people. Okay? Anthony DeLuca. I'm just telling you, I can't tell you who recommended this, but it's someone I would trust my life with. These are the names I'm throwing out here for you for tomorrow. I'm giving you time to write them down. And this comes from a group of the most highly regarded judges in my book that I would know. So, Julie Capone. Okay. Elon Zur, Z-U-R. Jacqueline O'Bara, O-B-A-R-A. Anthony DeLuca. I've heard some decent things about Bresnahan. I don't know most of them personally. I just don't. I just don't. But I hope you turn out and vote. My man Jim is the ultimate cynic. People lie at their door. My man, you got to believe in something at some point. I mean, I know he's been around a while, and I love him, by the way, but everyone's a liar. Everyone's full of crap. It's all BS. Okay. We're all kind of cynical at this point. But I want to get into this with Connor Lamb because we got something important to discuss in politics. Connor Lamb, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Good. Introduce your guest, my man.
In the shot here, Marty.
Introduce your guest.
This is former Social Security Commissioner and Maryland Governor, Baltimore Mayor Martin O'Malley, whose family, the O'Malleys, are all Western Pennsylvania natives.
Come on, man. Martin O'Malley. What a fine Irish name from Marty Griffin. Come on.
I got 300 relatives here in Pittsburgh. It's a lot of O'Malleys. The good ones are all related to me.
Right on, brother. So Connor first and then Mr. O'Malley second. Why is it It's such an important time in our history. And no one knows this better than Connor. Tomorrow's election is vital, yet we're expecting Connor, hopeful to get 30%. What the hell is it about people that don't turn out and vote, sir? You first, Connor.
Yeah, it always kind of frustrated me. All I can really say is, I don't think we don't have as many local journalists like you, Marty, anymore who are able to tell people what the stakes are. So we get record turnout when Trump is on the ballot because everyone in the country feels like they know what the stakes of that election are.
It's true.
In the city years, it's just tougher.
It is. Commissioner O'Malley, you're here for a very specific reason and a very significant reason. Tell our listeners, sir, why this is so important and about this town hall, sir. Please.
Sure. We're doing a town hall in where, Connor?
Greensburg.
We're doing a town hall in Greensburg. I've found myself, Marty, being out there publicly on Social Security more as the former commissioner than I ever was as commissioner.
Wow.
Because of the way that Elon Musk and his Doge guys, and they all appear to be guys, have been going after this venerable and important agency, which never has missed a payment in 90 years. They've been going after it with a real viciousness and a cruelty, and it's hurting a lot of people. All of the service delivery lines are going in the wrong direction, huge lines at field offices, huge wait times on the 800 number. So I'm here to do a town hall because the enemy is silence and apathy. So I'm not going to be silent. I'm not going to be apathetic. And I'm hopeful, remain hopeful, that maybe the democracy and people will have their voices heard and they can stop these folks from dismantling Social Security.
Former Social Security Commissioner Martin O'Malley. Commissioner, I'm concerned about this new Republican budget that Trump calls wonderful. Will it include, from what you're being told, sir, massive cuts in Social Security? Is that what you're hearing, sir?
Sure. It'll be another year of massive cuts. I mean, there's already been massive cuts by the Doge team. When I was there, Social Security had already been reduced for 7 years, down to a 50-year low in staffing. Wow. Even with baby boomers of my generation swelling their ranks of beneficiary customers to an all-time high. So I understand this latest budget is going to force Social Security to find another $600 million in staff reductions. What the Doge kids haven't fired, the Grim Reaper will take care of with attrition, and they'll have to postpone, IT modernization things once again. So this is a bad budget for Social Security, and Social Security is on the ropes, man. I truly believe you're going to see a collapse in the system very soon, and an interruption of benefits for the first time in 90 years.
Oh, you think there'll be an interruption, sir? You think there'll be an interruption of benefits, sir?
I do.
Oh.
I said that a couple months back, and people acted like I was Chicken Little. But if you read the reporting that's been done by the major, newspapers that have been following this, their IT budget, Marty, their IT staffing has been reduced by 50% in just 60 days.
Wow.
These are the only people in the world who understand how that complex system built over time on top of a very old sort of COBOL-based database, how it operates and works to process 73 million Americans' payments every month in 4 different batches. So when I was there, and we weren't trying to make the thing collapse, when I was there, attrition, total system shut down once for 3 days, another time for 4. Fortunately, both of them happened just before weekends, and we got it back up. But what you're seeing is with this huge exodus of staff, led immediately every service delivery metric going direction again after we'd gotten it going in the right direction. And then you see intermittent outages in the systems required to process the claims, retirees, Medicare, disability. And now you're seeing these intermittent outages happening more and more regularly. They'll happen in a longer duration. And ultimately, yes, I think you're going to see an interruption of benefits for some period of time.
And Commissioner, do you see a cut in payments at some point?
There needn't be a cut in payments. It is true that the surplus reserve that was built up since 1982 to cover the retirement lifespans of baby boomers like me coming into the system, it is true that that's being depleted sooner rather than later. But as you know, former Congressman Lamb, because you stepped out there and sponsored the bill. That's a solvable problem.
It is, yeah.
The truth is, a lot of people don't know because most of us don't make $170,000. We only pay into Social Security up to the first $170,000. And so for a family of four that makes $170,000, you pay $10,000. But if you're somebody that makes $170 million, you still just pay that $10,000. So that longer term problem is very solvable. There's no need to cut benefits. In fact, there's a lot of people to say we should expand them. But what's clearly being cut every day, and what Republican members of the House voted to cut last year, was $500 million from the staffing of Social Security.
It's unbelievable.
And Marty, if there's not staff there to process your claim, you're not able to make your claim. You're not able to get your benefits. And you paid for that customer service with the same hard-earned dollars that you paid in to pay for your benefits.
Connor, tell folks how they can participate to this. This is a wonderful idea you're having. Tell them when and where, sir.
Yeah, they can come to it's at a fire hall in Greensburg tonight. If you just look online, you can find our link. You do have to RSVP because I think we're expecting a sold-out crowd.
Right.
But we'd love to have you there. There will be plenty of stuff online to reach out to us. And, if you can't make this one, we're doing plenty of these all over the place. Governor O'Malley's going all over the country doing them, just so people will know, when they see that this House bill is going to add $3 trillion to the national debt, that's a setup for a future Social Security cut. I mean, that's how you're going to get, might not be this year, but 2 years, 4 years down the road, you're going to hear politicians going, well, the national debt is just so bad, we have to change these entitlement programs. And that's what they're talking about. So now's the time to push back.
And Marty, the only agency that generates and carries a surplus is Social Security.
That's amazing.
$2.6 trillion surplus. So all of this horse hockey that Elon Musk spreads, that it's a Ponzi scheme and going bankrupt, is totally untrue. Social Security doesn't contribute a dime to the national debt. In fact, has, as I said, a $2.6 trillion surplus, which they probably want to put their hands on. And that's why they're wrecking its reputation, wrecking its customer service to precipitate an emergency that then allows them to do whatever the hell they want to do. So Social Security, not a Ponzi scheme. Bitcoin might be, but not Social Security.
Connor, are you streaming this or posting any of this tomorrow?
I think we'll definitely post some stuff from it afterward. I'll see if we can get a streaming link.
Appreciate what you're doing. Appreciate you, Commissioner. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us on.
Very important information, folks.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
I have known Rob Pierce for years, and I mean years. And here's the deal. I'm going to give you an example. When I wanted to find a nursing home for someone I loved, I called Rob Pierce. Why? Because they have represented so many folks and protected them and chose the right nursing home and represented their families when someone they love was harmed. Robert Pierce and Associates. Man, he's been at it more than 30 years. 412-214-7477. Diet drugs, Ozempic, folks getting sick, folks getting violently ill. Boom. Rob Pierce and Associates represented them, fighting for them. Time after time, medical issues, product liability issues, nursing care issues. Rob Pierce and Associates, true professional, the best going. 412-214-7477. Rob Pearson Associates.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. You know, CCAC is the best. Whether you want to study nursing, cybersecurity, aviation, culinary arts, business management, or train for a career in trades, CCAC has it all. Folks, this is the real deal with expert instructors, industry-grade equipment, high-tech learning spaces, and so much more. You want a big future with little debt? Register for fall classes now. To learn more, visit ccac.edu. Love it. Get Marty, brought to you by UPMC, life-changing information.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What's up? Come on, go out and vote tomorrow, please. Please. Get up and vote. Please. Please. I'm begging you. Please vote. Write down my judges. People say this a female Bresnahan, that she's good, fine. I don't know the intricacies of that. I ask other judges, and I trust them. So, Julie Capone, I hear she's fantastic. Elon Zur, fantastic prosecutor, has had like 300 trials, criminal. Jacqueline O'Bara, O-B-A-R-A, Anthony DeLuca, best I can tell you. I am not, I pay attention to what happens in court with these idiots being kicked to the curb, not the judges, but being released from jail without bond, and it's these far-left judges. These folks are not far-left progressives. If you can write them down, just write down Capone, Zur, Z-U-R, O'Bara, O-B-A-R-A, DeLuca, okay? And Bresnahan? Someone said she's Mike Vion's girlfriend. I don't know, but I've known Mike on and off for 40 years. He was at one time a very, very powerful state leader. Very charming, very. I know his sister-in-law very, very well, and I love her. So there you go. As if that matters. Dwayne, go ahead, man. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Marty. Hey,
What's up, brother?
Hey, Marty. Now let's get the other side on, as far as the Social Security bill.
Who's the other side? Who's the other side?
Get Guy to talk about what's in that bill. Everybody's just speculating.
Hold on. Take a breath. Easy, big guy. I love Guy. He's one of my close friends. Been texting him for a week. He's buried, and as soon as he comes up for air, he's coming on the show because you're right.
Okay, cool.
I love him.
That's cool.
I love him. I love your call. I love your point, and I love what you're saying. You're right. I would not. Guy Reichenthal is one of my boys. I've known him for 20 years. He's amazing. And his people texted me last week, but he's been buried. So I'm not blowing him off because you're right. We got to be fair and balanced. And he is my man. And as soon as he frees up, I will have Guy on. I promise. Okay? Okay.
Magnificent May savings at Coons Market.
St. Louis style spare ribs, $3.29 a pound. Whole seedless watermelons, $3.99 each. And San Giorgio pasta, 12 to 60 ounce boxes, 99 cents each. Come see us at Coons.
getting money back. Invest that tax return back into your home. Upgrade your bathroom with a stunning custom glass shower door from Boulevard Glass and Metal. Colin Dunlap here. My friends Nick and Larry, owners of Boulevard Glass and Metal. They're high-quality, custom-fit shower doors add elegance, style, and value to your home. Whether it's a sleek, frameless look or unique design, they make it happen affordably. Invest that tax return wisely on a home upgrade you're going to love. BoulevardGlassandMetal.com to get started.
Judge Michelle Santacola is running for a seat on the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. With decades of legal experience and currently serving as magisterial district judge, Michelle Santacola has always applied fairness and integrity to the thousands of cases she has presided over. She is highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association and widely endorsed by various labor organizations.
I'm Judge Michelle Santacola. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Michelle Santacola.
2D Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. 2D culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. 2D Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home.
Senator John Fetterman raised concerns about aggressive vehicle mandates, and he's right. Pennsylvanians need affordable, reliable transportation. No one should tell us what we can and can't drive. Mandates could limit consumer choice, raise costs, and threaten Pennsylvania jobs. Senator Fetterman can protect working families and defend our economy. Tell Senator Fetterman to stand up for Pennsylvania. Repeal the gas car ban. Take action at EnergyCitizens.org. Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Mostly cloudy and 63 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. A 13-year-old boy was in critical but stable condition after a shooting in the Southside Slopes. Public safety says it happened around 3 a.m. Sunday near the intersection of Magdalen and Oporto Streets. Officers say the teen had a gunshot wound to the chin and chest. Police and FBI are investigating anti-Semitic flyers that were thrown from a car in Squirrel Hill. News Radio KDK's David Ballarado has the latest.
Sean Brokos of the Jewish Federation of Pittsburgh says the flyers are from a known white supremacist group with a scannable QR code asking for donations. She says they're also looking at video doorbell footage of the vehicle involved to identify the suspect. She says for this to happen just blocks from the Tree of Life massacre is daunting.
Imagine, this happening to any other race or religion. It is constant and persistent harassment.
Police want anyone with information to call 911. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
Fire broke out at the Home Depot in West Mifflin last night. Crews discovered the blaze in the loading dock area around 11:30. All employees were able to exit the building as firefighters quickly extinguished the fire. No injuries have been reported. When should men begin to be tested for prostate cancer? Former President Joe Biden's diagnosis has pushed that question to the forefront. Dr. Gautam Vimana, the urology AHN, says most men should be tested around 50 with a PSA test that's done as part of their annual blood work. He says based on the PSA score, that may require additional testing.
Beyond the PSA test, there is a prostate MRI. Prostate MRIs emerged as a very powerful tool to look for suspicious areas within the prostate. And if these areas are identified, then we're able to target those areas specifically.
Dr. Vamana says African-American men tend to be slightly at greater risk of getting prostate cancer, but men are most at risk if there's a history in their family. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 157 points, the NASDAQ down 8. The S&P 500 is up 4 points. KDK Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update is 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander on the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Looking for a ride that's ready for anything Pittsburgh throws your way? Then it's time to meet the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester at Bowser Subaru. The 2025 Subaru Forester and its symmetrical all-wheel drive provides the confidence to explore from muddy trails to long stretches of highway. And with 3.9% APR for 48 months, you don't want to miss it. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer. With credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends May 31st. Log on to BowserSubaru.com. Better yet, visit and take a test drive. Now that's the power of Bowser. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Hey, this is Lisa, and I have great news. To celebrate Nest Expression's 25th anniversary of Hunter Douglas blinds, shades, shutters, and draperies, I am offering an additional 10% savings on any order placed by May 31st. Nest Expression specializes in custom window treatments for every budget. Our draperies are made right here in Pittsburgh, so call 724-933-5500 or nestexpressions.com.
Contemplating retirement but worried you can't afford it because of high health care insurance costs? Dina Schmidt and her team at One Health Benefits will guide you on what's best for your retirement health care needs. One Health Benefits has been providing customized health benefit choices to retirees for over 2 decades. You'll probably be pleasantly surprised about the affordable options from One Health Benefits. Call today, 724-799-8873. Or learn more at onehealthbenefits.com. If you or someone you love is blind or vision impaired, discover what's possible at Visibility. Hi, this is Larry Richard. For over 100 years, Visibility has empowered individuals through innovative training, support, and life-changing programs. From low vision rehab and assistive tech to daily living skills and employment services. Because losing vision doesn't mean losing hope or dreams. Be inspired. Visit visibility.org today. Visibility.org.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and some intervals of sun for the rest of today and breezy at times, high 66. Patchy clouds, chilly tonight, though 43. Tomorrow, some sun followed by increasing clouds, high 69. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Loyalty has its rewards at your neighborhood Parmar store. See for yourself. Download the Parmar Stores app today and find deals, coupons, and earn points to get free groceries. Dan Zangrilli reminding you that if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us on the Big K Morning Show tomorrow, 5:30 until 10. It's primary election day. What does that really mean? Political analyst John Delano will join us live.
I mean, what does it mean? Huh? It kills me. What does election mean? Sorry, Larry. I'm John Delano. JD's my man. Larry's my man. The most talked about topic in America today is Biden, his prostate cancer. Can I tell you what annoys me about the media? Yes, I can. So this, and I watch him all the time. When I work out in the afternoons, I flip around on all the networks, CNN, Fox, all of them, to get various news because I work out for like 2 hours. Anyway, you know what irritates me about Jake Tapper? I'm going to tell you. So he writes this book basically saying, I guess, is it out tomorrow? He writes this book basically saying that he has learned, which is so ignorant, that Biden wasn't fit to be president. Huh? Here's my thing about Jake, good old Jake. I can tell you right now, personal things about the mayor, personal things about Corey O'Connor, personal things about Fetterman, about McCormick, about Shapiro. You name it. DeLuzio. What is my point? Guys like me know. Why? Because that's our thing. You hear about stuff all day long from either folks who work for them or folks who used to work for them. Using Fetterman as an example. I've known John at least, 25 years. 22, who cares? He's always had anxiety, always had depression. I'm just telling you, man. I love it when these reporters act like this is some damn epiphany. And John's always been an outlier, man. It's just stupid. And so this idiotic Jake Tapper book, and I mean that in the nicest way, he writes some book basically saying, we now know that Joe wasn't competent and that he didn't recognize George Clooney. Who gives a crap? here's what's annoying. Guys like Jake, they knew the whole time. That's what bothers me. All these reporters knew. All of a sudden, they're playing sound. The interviews they've been playing with Biden they're playing the clips where he's stumbling. That was reported 2 years ago, man, a year and a half. I mean, it's just, all of a sudden, why? So why do reporters do it? Very similar to NFL reporters. It's true. So if you're covering an NFL team in a city, let's say Dallas, let's say Steelers, let's say. And let's say every day as a television reporter or newspaper reporter, whoever the hell, Pony, any of those guys, you're reporting information that's derogatory about that team or that politician. Guess what they're going to do? Deny you access. That's just the way it is, ma'am. And that silly press corps in Washington, talk about pompous, arrogant asses. And I mean that in the nicest way. When I was a reporter in Dallas, we had to go there several times for investigations I was doing. They really think their blank doesn't stink. Like Wolf Blitzer. Oh, man. I was on a couple panels with him and investigative stuff. The guy was so annoying, I wanted to choke him. Hello, I'm Wolf. What happens is they get insulated and isolated, and then they make $20 million a year and then forget it, they're done. They have mansions, they fly private, they have homes on beaches, and you lose your edge. And for Jake Tapper to write some book like, oh, this is some epiphany that Biden was struggling, huh? And that he didn't know, that's just ignorant. I wouldn't buy that damn book. I wouldn't read the book if you send it to me for free. I just wouldn't read it if you paid me. Reporters get too close to the candidate or candidates or the issue, and they can't pull back because if they do, they're denied access. That's just the truth. Using Pittsburgh as an example, if you go after the mayor every day, the mayor is eventually going to give you the proverbial, he won't, but his staff will cut you off. It's just how it works. And so as a reporter, you got to make a choice. Am I going to tell the truth or am I going to play along? And most reporters play along because they like the path of least resistance. And so all these stupid books, like it's some epiphany that the president was slipping, and that Jake just found this out. Tapper, come on, man. Mr. Dartmouth. Come on, man. I just get annoyed with the pompousness of all of it. I just do. The reporters in D.C., and what happens is they get all caught up in, I went to dinner last night, and I had dinner with the senator. Okay. The book's called Original Sin. It's on Biden's health decline. I promise you, Jake Tapper knew this 4 years ago. Everybody did. The one reporter that was really, the Wall Street Journal been on this all along. They crushed it. Yeah. Let me give my judges list again, actually. So my point about reporters is most of them are wimps, man. They just want a paycheck. The reason why I've always been an outlier and an outsider is because I kind of operate in different rules. I am the guy that tells you that Biden was slipping. Capone, Zur, Z-U-R, Julie Capone, Elon Zur, Z-U-R, Jacqueline Obara, O-B-A-R-A, O-B-A-R-A, Anthony DeLuca, and what's the other one? Brezhnev, right? Yep, Brezhnev. I've heard from a bunch of people that she's cool. Brezhnev. So one more time, for your voting tomorrow. Otherwise, you're going to get these progressives. You're going to be complaining for the next. Two of the progressives are up for 10-year terms. Hello. So Julie Capone, Zur, Z-U-R, Obara, O-B-A-R-A, DeLuca, Bresnahan. Write it down. Take it to the bank. Make it, let me make it clear, though, on this silliness. Like all of a sudden, Jake Tapper had this. Patrick has been at this as long as I have. He's been news directors. He's been producers. He has been executive producers. He's hired and fired. My man, this notion that these network reporters like Jake Tapper didn't know for years that Biden was sliding is crap.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
They've been part of that inner circle at the White House press corps for a very long time.
Okay, so because you're very smart, tell them why they don't report this all along.
Well, because if you dive deep in and the administration doesn't want you to put that out there, they will cut you off.
Period.
They'll cut your legs out from under you, and you'll never be back in that room.
Ever.
Ever.
They'll never acknowledge you. Nope. You'll never get another question answered, and you won't be invited to the party.
You won't even be close enough to yell to the president,
right?
To yell a question at him.
So why did they let the Fox, there's always a Fox guy that they let irritate the president every day. Why they not kick him out?
You got to let one in.
I agree.
If you block out all the voices, then you're showing a real full-on 100% bias, and they'll get ripped apart by that.
Yeah, and again, Jake Tapper, what's he make, like $15 million a year? It's hard to walk away from that, folks. It's a lot of hors d'oeuvres. You're flying private. You're front row everywhere you go. I'm just telling you what happens in this business. It's not malicious. It's just lazy or ignorant or insecure or whatever. Man, I've sat in offices of politicians where they're screaming in my boss's face to fire this MFer pointing at me right now. Screaming it at the top of their lungs. Screaming it. Because they can't handle the truth. And most reporters don't want to get into the weeds because they don't like it there. They like it in the garden where they can have tea with the president. I'm just keeping it real. And now we're selling books. The big secret. Joe Biden was incompetent. No, you're kidding. I tell you what is, and what really jumped out at me, what the doctor said, what Costa said when we had him on. There's no way in hell, if this president is having these yearly exams, that these numbers didn't show up. There's no way. Regarding Biden's prostate cancer, there's no way they didn't show up. And there's no way this happened overnight, folks. No way. And so at some point along the way, someone knew and didn't tell anyone. And that's very disheartening. But it happens with every president.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
So Carlos from Greater Pitt Tree Service is one of my boys and one of my good friends. And as we get through this insanity of that massive storm that brought down over 100,000 trees, call a guy you can trust. Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service. Call a guy who does the right thing every time. Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service. Call a guy that cares. He'll explain the insurance issues, explain the cost, the equipment they use, how long it's going to take, and he'll be there on time. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE. Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-280-2424. 800-280-2424. 800-280-2424. That's 800-280-2424.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? On the podcast, What We Spend, guests will, for 1 week, tell us everything they spend their money on.
My son slammed $6 worth of blueberries in 5 minutes.
And everything that makes them feel.
I want to own a house. I want to have a child. But this morning, I really wanted a coffee.
Because at the end of the day, money is always about more than your balance. Listen to and follow What We Spend, an Odyssey original podcast. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
The coolest summer starts at Target with up to 50% off select Sun Squad pool and outdoor toys and 20% off select favorite day treats with Target Circle. Discover inflatable pools and outdoor toys that'll surely make a big splash this season, while you keep it cool and sweet with the most shareable cookies and frozen snacks under the sun. Hurry! Now through Memorial Day, save up to 50% on select Sun Squad toys and 20% on select favorite day treats with Target Circle, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Americans spend $66 billion on weight loss products and services each year. And you know what? Right here in our hometown, Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Bitchoff has helped thousands of people do just that. Lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years here in Pittsburgh at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Bitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your pre-consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. The population decline in the city of Pittsburgh appears to have been stemmed with a second consecutive year of increasing population for the city proper. The city of Pittsburgh had a notable increase in population in the U.S. Census 2024 estimates released this week, adding almost 3,000 people to the city limits since 2023 and more than 4,800 since 2020. Also, a federal jury approved a $2 million award in a whistleblower lawsuit against a former unit of PPG after an employee said he was wrongfully terminated from his job. A former PPG employee, Wally Larson, was awarded $20,000 in back pay and $2 million in non-economic damages by a federal jury at the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California in Santa Ana, California. The lawsuit, Wallen Lawson versus PPG Architectural Finishes, was originally filed by Lawson in May of 2018 and then later heard by the U.S. District Court for Central California. That unit of PPG is now part of Pittsburgh Paints Company after PPG sold it in 2024. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
You know what? We also have to mention this. And nothing personal. I'm just telling you what I've been told by my insiders. Two of these judges, if you vote for them, they get 10 years. 10. And they're insanely progressive. They let everybody out of jail. Everyone. Judge Bridges. And Judge Cowan. C-O-W-A-N. Bridges and Cowan. Write it down. don't vote for them. If they're listening, too bad. Life's unfair. I don't believe in the agenda that everybody walks. We've seen too many dead bodies. I mean, too many people shot. Too many people hurt. Too many people that I'm not a guy, law and order, throw everyone in jail, lock them up until they die. No. But I'm also not a guy who would ever say, I don't believe in bond. These people don't believe in any bond. No one. Send them home. Call mommy. And if there is no mommy, just let them out, which happened with this juvenile we've been talking about for 2 weeks now, who busted all the windows at the expensive restaurants downtown and then was shooting people with a slingshot. It's a fact. Far left judges. Judge Bridges, Bridges. Judge Cowan, Cowan. If you elect him, it's on you for 10 more years. We're stuck with him. And by the way, did you know that if these judges, if they get 2 terms, they get full pension? You know what their pension is? Drum roll, please. $180,000. Woo! How you doing? I'm going to do some quick math for you on how much money you have to save to take $180,000 out of the bank. So, the true investment people will tell you to take out yearly, once you retire, 3 to 5%. So let's aim high. Okay? Okay. Let's say you saved, I'm just trying to help you here, $5 million. Okay? 10% of that would be what? $500,000. Right? Right. Half of that, $250,000. So now you're at 5%. So what's my point? These folks get a pension. You'd have to save half $5 million, $4 to $5 million to get the pension they're going to get. They get a pension of $180,000. You can't save enough money to get that kind of pension. It's a tough job, but my man, sign me up, bro. 2 terms, they get a $180,000 pension. Hello. Write it down. Bridges, don't vote for her. Nothing personal. Cowan, don't vote for her. Nothing personal. Just the way it is. Next time we talk, you will have either voted or headed out to vote. You got to do it, man. You got to vote. And if you don't call here and whine for the next 10 years. It's just the truth. I think that it's embarrassing if you don't vote. And I've said it 1,000 times. I've even given you a list of several judges that you should vote for. I don't know what to do. I can't vote tomorrow, really, for anything. Because I'm an independent. And I can only recommend that you vote for Julie Capone, Elon Zur, Z-U-R, Jacqueline Obera, O-B-A-R-A, Anthony DeLuca. Okay? And do not vote for the progressives that I mentioned that will get $180,000 pensions if you elect them. Bridges and Cohen. All right? All right. Colin is next.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We